Hey, thinking about starting a YouTube channel? Maybe you already have one already. Let me talk about some things that I wished I had known before I started my YouTube channel. I'm Bill, and this is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Welcome, everybody. And as you can see, this is old school. Me in a box with you. No bells and whistles, no beginning, none of that crap. Just me and you. And yeah, I'm using the StreamYard today. I don't pay for it anymore. Let's talk about that. We'll start with that. You can nickel and dime yourself to death with these services when you start your YouTube channel. It costs money. Hey, screw your feelings. How's it going? George Valentine, good afternoon, sir. Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of money when you start your YouTube channel. And let me tell you what happens. First of all, you start out with StreamYard because that's what everybody does, right? And you got nothing but this webcam that you have built into your computer, which I'm using today for a reason. And you start out with a shitty microphone. Well, I'm using my HyperX microphone that my daughter gave me for Christmas. But you start out with a crappy microphone. So the first thing you learn is, well, wait a minute. This sucks. Hey, come on, Jones, or come on in. StreamYard links up there, man. This is all open to everybody. Any of you guys want to come in, you come in and join me. We'll talk. So the first thing you do is you think, well, I got to have a better camera because this camera sucks. More money. Got to have a better microphone. My sound sucks. More money. So then what do? Then you say, well, StreamYard sucks because I can't do the things that I want to be able to do with StreamYard. So you pay your $25 a month to StreamYard. Then you want to be able to make those really, really nice videos that you see all those other guys doing with all that shit flying across the screen and all those fonts and all those transitions in it. Well, how do you do that? Well, you got to run over to Canva and you've got to start a Canva account. And that costs money. Oh, hey, everything's free for the first time, but like any other drug, hey, the first taste is free, but after that, you're going to pay, Jack. And after a while, you find out that, hey, I'm spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on all these services because, hey, guess what? That background music that you hear all the time, that ain't free. Hey, Jeff, you want to join me? StreamYard link. It's up there pinned at the top of the thing. Good to see you, man. Yeah, that music ain't free. Oh, yeah. You can get some free music. But then you got to make sure that every time that you want to use it, you have to download it again so you can get the license agreement for it. Well, what if you don't want to do that? Oh, well, for a nominal fee, then you can have a little subscription to the site, and then you don't have to do that anymore. So now that's another $10 a month that you're spending. What about pictures? Well, we know what happens if you just go willy-nilly and put pictures into slideshows and stick them on the thing. That ain't going to do you any good because eventually somebody's going to say, ew, he took my picture. So I'm gonna give him a copyright strike. Well, when that happens, you're fucked. So now you got to make sure that either A, it's your own pictures, or B, it's pictures that you have a license to use. Well, there's sites to do that for you. Alame, they'll do it for you for $25 a month, or Pixelbay, they'll do it for you. That's another $25 a month. What about you know those big guys? They'll make these streams, and you'll see these interspersal little bits with people inside the house doing something, and that illustrates what they're talking about. Where do those come from? Oh, they come from these sites like Pixelbay, where you pay some money so you can have the right to use that little piece of clip. You can buy them by the clip, or you can buy a subscription to the site. More money. So the first thing I want to tell you is if you start a YouTube channel, it ain't going to be free forever because eventually you're going to want to be more and more professional about doing things. And when you do that, then you're going to have to pay sites to be able to use clips, art, music, to be able to cut it together. Oh, you got to get a video editor. There's free video editors out there, but they only do so much. What if you want to make a Pixel Dan video? What if you want to make a video like the big guys like Toy Polloy with music in the background and all that? Oh, you're going to buy a top-notch video editor now, and you got to learn how to use it. So that means that you've got to spend hours and hours and hours figuring out how to make these videos. That's time. So now you're out money and you're out time. So yeah, I was told these things, everything we're going to talk about today. Somebody told me this at one point or another before I actually got into this waist deep. Did I listen? No. Do I expect you to listen? No, not really. Just getting grandkids settled. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you, Toy Mama. Glad you're here. All right, feed the critters there, Jones, or we'll see you here in a bit. All right. So now you're broke. Now, if you're a toy tuber, and I don't use that term lightly, that means that not only are you buying toys, but now you're buying all this shit so you can do your YouTube channel. So then the bright idea comes to you, hey, I could start a Patreon. Line use for you, Jack. You can start one. Don't mean anybody's going to subscribe to you, not right off the bat. But maybe a few will, maybe here or there. Was that going to pay for everything? Oh, no, it's not going to pay for jack. It's going to be pennies on the dollar. You'll get some money, and then at the end of the year, you'll pay some taxes on that money. And you'll have to figure out how to do that, because now you're going to get this thing called, what do they call that? Goddamn, I lost my train of thought. It's a form from the government. And you're a 1099. That's it. You're going to get a 1099 from Patreon that tells you how much money that you earn this year. Now, if it's under $600, you don't have to claim it. You don't have to claim it. They say, but you got this 1099. Hey, I'm not liking what I'm hearing, but I'm taking it in. Yeah, you need to take it in, buddy. I like salt. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm kicking it old school today. We're in just a box, and no bells and whistles, no OBS, no bull crap. So yeah, that 1099 is going to come in. You're going to file your taxes for it. So how do you file your taxes for that? Well, you're going to file as a small business, and you're the small business owner. And I guarantee you, if you're making the big money, you better be paying quarterly, because if you're not, they're going to get you, and you're going to owe big time. Yeah, you can sit there and you can make your deductions. You can say, okay, well, I had expenses of my cell phone, my internet access. You can even claim your toys if you're a toy tuber. Well, how much of that can you keep doing? Now, add on to that, you got a shitty job like I do, because you got to have a day job in order to pay the real bills. This ain't paying nothing. This is taking money. All right, so you want to do that. You got your job going, right? And so you're buying toys, and you're trying to spend the rest of the money on bills, necessities, wife, food, all this crap. Well, car breaks down. Mine did too, Mike. I just heard that you had a car bill of almost $1,000 fucking dollars. All right, so add all that together, and how much are you making? Nothing. And how much are you bringing in? Nothing. And how much are you spending out? Probably more than what you're making. That includes job and YouTube. So then you say, well, I'll try to monetize my channel and see how that works. I can tell you right now, you're not going to make anybody. This is not a money-making deal. Yeah, there's guys out there that are sitting there running these AI faceless channels where the AI is doing all the work for them. And they're making money. They're spending some money too, because those AI sites cost money. You ask Johnny Sorensen. You ask me. I've dabbled in that a little bit. Yeah, you can do one clone voice, but after that, you're going to pay. And you're going to pay out the butthole, my friend. If you want to do more and more voices, you're going to add more and more money to the fees that you're already paying to them. And it's the same thing on those music sites, and it's the same thing on those background sites, and it's the same thing on those sites where you can get those free clips, or not free, but you can get the clips that you can use, stock footage and stuff like that. It's stock footage. Is it free? No, it's not. And what happens if I grab it and I use it anyway? Oh, they got a little special thing for you. It's called a content ID strike, so you can't monetize your channel or your content, which brings up a very good point. All right, suppose that you've been running the channel now for a couple of years and you don't really care about monetization. You're nowhere near being monetized anyway. I can put anything I want to on there, right? Yeah, you can. And the content IDs, they don't matter as long as they're not ID strikes. Yeah, that's fine. But what happens when you reach that 500 subscriber limit and you've got those 3,000 viewing hours and you've got plenty of time, you've got plenty of videos uploaded within the last week to be able to monetize. So now, I can monetize now. I'm going to go ahead and apply for the YouTube partnership program so that I can monetize and I can start getting them super chats in. I can make all them big dollars and them big bucks, right? YouTube's got a little surprise for your ass. As soon as you apply for that program, they're going to go back and reevaluate every video that you've posted since you started your YouTube channel. And any content ID strikes that are in there, they're not strikes, content IDs are going to count against you in your goal for monetization. If YouTube determines that you've got enough, and how many is that? As little as one or as many as 1,000, it don't matter. If you've got one in there and they decide that that's what they want to focus on, that's what they'll do. And they'll say, oh, you've got too much reused content. So what can you do then? Suddenly, hell, they'll monetize you and then do that to you a week or two after you get monetized. You done got some money, but you don't have enough to cash out. You can't get that money. You're demonetized, Jack. So what can you do? Well, you can appeal. That's automatically denied. It's all AIs. It's automatically denied. Hey, Nightwing, what's going on, my man? Anyway, or you can reapply for the program after so much time has been, and that gives you time to go in and get rid of a video or two, or maybe figure. They ain't gonna tell you which one it was. You got to find that out on your own. Then you can reapply. What's going to happen when you reapply? Denied. Then you can appeal, and maybe you can get your monetization back. Keep that in mind. Hey, Susudio, what's going on? Good to see you. I am kicking it old school. I'm in a free version of StreamYard over here. See it up there in the corner. I'm using just the webcam, no OBS, no bells and whistles. Wait, what are these things that you didn't know going in? You just got here. Hit that link up there, Jim. I'd love to have you in here and get your perspective on this. I'm thinking right now, I've been telling everybody about how much money it costs to run a YouTube channel if you don't watch your ass. Nobody really tells you about the things that you do have to pay for and the things that you don't, and what can happen to you if you don't listen. And or you get a little wild trying to be better than everybody else when in actuality you're just what you are, just a little YouTube channel starting out. So there's money down the tubes, and time and energy, and once you get monetized, you can only get it out $100 at a time. So you've got to make $100 worth of. Oh, hey, there's Joneser. Hey, yeah. Jones, what's happening, my man?
What is happening?
We're talking about things that I wished I had known when I started my YouTube channel. And the first thing was how much money that you're going to be out on the top end.
I caught that part of the dealy bobber. I did. I can only add from my perspective here, things I wish I would have known. One, don't name your channel so fast there, Motu Joneser, because especially when you're going to tie in your business and your other shit to it. Sorry if I cursed it. Am I allowed to curse it, or should I watch that?
You can curse all you want right now, but we're this is just an old school, basically a podcast, folks.
Cool. I love it. Yeah, don't name your channel so fast, because first off, I was doing comic book mystery boxes, but I named the channel Motu Joneser. Now, what is a Motu? Only Masters of the Universe fans know that. What is a Joneser? Nobody knows that. And why is this guy doing comic books? And then comic books wasn't cool no more. Well, they're always cool, but like people weren't doing the mystery boxes because the global pandemic thing stopped. So then I did whatchamacallit.
Oh, that's a candy bar.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, did you lose me?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm behind the times. Never mind. Anyways, so then I decide it's perfect time. We do Masters Universe Origins, right? Hey, my channel finally makes sense. Motu Jones, or I'm doing Motu Origins. This is great, you know. But then I want to do other stuff, you know. I want to do my comics still. I want to do Ninja Turtles. I want to do Dick Tracy. I want to do comic books. Well, you know, YouTube says, screw you. I want to do video games. You got to make a different channel for that. So now you have a different video game channel, different comic book channel, different. I don't want to do all that. I want to do it all right here. Well, good luck having 4 viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Sue Studio says YouTube's must be a bunch of douchebags. Hey, whatever gave you that idea? Kenzo's Creations. Hey, everyone, what's going on, Kenzo? Kenzo, if you'd like to join us, man, I've opened it up. And, you know, this is something I want to tell you guys. If you're starting a YouTube channel, do not do this. Do not put that link to the StreamYard up there so that anybody can get in here. Don't do that. But you're doing that. Yeah, I am, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know this guy where like people came in there and showed their butt and showed their nutsack and and they went into the guy's thing, and it was kind of funny now, but at the time I felt bad for the guy, but now it's just funny.
All right, so Grindhead Jim says, well, I hate to say this, but a lot of this stuff is covered in many videos and guides out there. Yeah, sure it is, but it ain't covered by me, and the people that listen to me aren't listening to that shit. And if they do, they don't understand what they're hearing, but they can understand it out of my mouth because they can say, okay, I know Bill long enough, I can believe what he's got to say. I think a lot of people get excited and just go off. It's 100% understandable. This is also avoidable. Every bit of it's avoidable. That's why I'm here. However, there are tips and lessons to share. Live through it, which is a great way to spread info good on you. Well, thank you, Jim. Schmebulok, Bjorn Jorgensen. Good to see you, sir. As we continue, I'm going to get into a lot of things, and I don't have a lot of time to do it because guess what? It's a weekday night. Me and Jones we got to work, and we got to work like dogs. We got to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning and trudge into the salt mine and stay there until they finally let us go while they crack the whip. Where there's a whip, there's a way. We don't want to go to war today, but we ain't got no choice because where there's a whip, there's a way.
You know, the thing is, though, Bill, you can follow all the advice you want, and then you cannot, and it doesn't matter. The algorithm's going to do what the algorithm's going to do. And there's a lot of videos about people talking about how to defeat the system and how to get more views, and how to get more likes, and how to get more clicks. And I'm sure there's some things that are smarter than others and some things that are not. But we've all seen the freaking unicorn where the guy that does everything wrong ends up right. And we've also seen the other way where the guy did everything right and it didn't end up right.
Yeah. Adulting sucks ass. It does, Toy Mama. Bill, I appreciate your Rankin Bass Return of the King reference. You're welcome there, Gojatron. Back to what we were talking about. Things that I wished I had known before starting a YouTube channel. Well, first of all, I think we've about covered into the ground that it's going to cost you some money, and that your return on that investment is going to be pennies, zero. Yeah, let's do this, says Nightwing. And no, Joneser didn't get an introduction today because what? We're kicking it old school here, Jack. None of them bells and whistles, none of that OBS, and we're back in the old fucked up StreamYard. Because that's where everybody starts, right?
Right. I was going to ask, why are we here again?
Why are we here? Because it's easier for me to add these people in if I need to. All I got to do is click a button. Why am I going in through the webcam? So that I don't tax my computer too much. Because what happens when you start your YouTube channel and you find out that you can't do what all those big boys are doing, because you don't have a nice studio over here. You don't have the gaming computer that's able to do all that stuff. Suddenly you find yourself stuttering and popping. Nobody can understand what you're saying because your microphone sucks. And nobody's listening to you in the first place, because when they hear all that shit, they click off. They go somewhere else. Joneser and Bill, what do you think of the new Superman outfit? I'm going to give it time, buddy. Because right now it looks, oh, shoot, there goes Joneser's cam. See, this is the kind of stuff you got to deal with when you're dealing with it with the YouTube channel and you're just a little guy. So what do you think of the new Superman outfit? I think that I'm going to give it some time to grow on me. The picture that he posted is an interesting picture. So here comes Brainiac to destroy Metropolis, and Superman's like, fuck, I got to put my goddamn boots on again. And that's what it looked like to me. Sorry.
Honestly, I felt like that you were putting up, Johnny and you were putting up bad AI pictures. I was like, that's not legit. That ain't real. That's what it's going to be. It's going to look like that. Now I feel like one of them like angry YouTuber dudes who wants to make a video of why Superman's costume sucks. And if I would have done it the day I thought it was an AI image, I probably would have got a bazillion views just to be hot on the button subject to everybody mad about it. But like Bill said, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to let maybe see a better image. When you see a guy all slumped over, I mean, no outfit's going to look good like that. I want to see a picture of him standing up. I want to see a picture of him flying. I want to see the cape fluttering in the wind. You know?
Yeah, well, good luck with that, buddy. Hey, Lax Sivrak, the general's in the house, folks. Hit the like button, folks, because Lax Sivrak in the house. General Lax Sivrak, head of the Monkey Lizard Army, here with me today. Driving but listening. All right, well, you be careful there, buddy. Donner is still the best. However, I'll give it a try. I agree, George Valentine. All right, now, back to the YouTubesies. All right. So we know it's going to cost money. We know you're not going to get no a return on your investment. Now, I'm going to warn you people. All right, first of all, a lot of this is from my perspective, but I also know other things from other perspectives. My channel started out weird, okay, because it's weird and fantastic and it's toy adventures, but it started out weird anyway as far as starting a YouTube channel goes. A lot of people start a channel and they've got 0 views, they've got 0 subscribers, and they've got 0 videos, and they stick a video up there. How many people are going to look at that video, Joneser?
Oh, dude, I was living on 15 subscribers for like a year. I got like 4
0.
views.
No people are going to be looking at that video.
Well, so I got like 4. I got like 4 solid viewers. Like it was 4, 3.
Yep, it's live, buddy.
Okay, nobody.
McDonald's kids meals now have stuffed Marvel toys. Interesting. All right, so nobody's going to be watching you. So what is Mr. brand new YouTuber think? Well, if everybody knew who I was, they'd be watching me. So let me make a video about who I am. Do not do this. Nobody gives a goddamn or a fuck about who you are or what you do, what you look like, or any of that shit. They're looking for content. Bring them content. Do not make videos about who you are, where you came from, what you do. Don't do any of that shit, folks. That is the wrong thing to do, and it will get you how many views, Joneser? I'll give you a hint.
3 or 4. A solid 4.
Yeah, none. That 3 or 4, that solid 4 are probably your wife and your mom and your brother-in-law and that dude at work that thinks it's cool that you have a YouTube channel.
You know what? They're viewers there, and I'm appreciative of every one of them.
Yeah, I understand that, but here we go. Let's see what Gojitron says. If you want to get into YouTube, you need realistic expectations, and you have to figure out how to do the best work within your means, and that's the truth. All right, number 2, and this is a mistake that a lot of people make, and they continue to make it even after they know that it's not doing them any good. Do not go to other channels and get inside of their fucking live chats during their lives and promote yourself thinking that you're going to get anything other than booted the fuck out.
Why? You don't think they appreciate that?
No, they don't appreciate that, nor does YouTube, because YouTube can kill your channel entirely for you doing that. Did you know that?
I never did that. If I ever went into anybody else's thing, they usually put my thing up without me asking. It's people like you or Grindhead or Adam. And nice. And that's the one thing. I know this is getting kind of ranty and we're kind of ripping on YouTube a little bit, but I am going to say we have a solid community for the most part out there. And there's a lot of collaboration and people helping each other out. And for that, I appreciate it. Every little bit of help I get.
Some some coffee or something like that, which I really need to be making, but I got a Coca-Cola over here that I've been drinking on now for the last 30 minutes. Now, I don't mean for this to sound horrible, because like Joneser said, we have a pretty tight community over here. Grindhead Jim, Joneser, me, there's several others that we know each other. We hang out in each other's chats. We try to visit each other as much as we can in those chats. But you're not going to gain viewers by doing that. The viewers that you gain, the ones that are going to subscribe to you, the ones that are going to get you to your goals, 100, 200, 500, 1,000. They don't have YouTube channels, nor do they give a shit about your little community. They want to watch what they want to watch. And if you're giving it to them, they'll watch it and subscribe to you. If you're not, they'll move on to somebody else. And I hate to tell you that, and I hate to bring you down, but you can hang out over in Mr. Such and Such's chat on his live stream, who has 50,000 viewers, and he's got over 1 million views a month, and he knows who you are, and he tells everybody who you are, and he tells them to subscribe to you, and then you look at YouTube analytics the next day and one motherfucker subscribed to you.
Maybe.
If that. Exactly. Well, I can guest on other people's channels, and that's going to get me views. No, that's not going to get you any views. That's going to get the person who you guested on's channel some views.
I don't know. I'm going to kind of call BS to that a little bit, Bill. There was one time I was watching you and Grindhead talking, and I was sitting there with my wife on the couch, and at that time, I think I only had like maybe 200-300 subscribers, and you're like, hey, I want to talk to Joneser. Can Joneser come in? And I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. And the next thing I knew, I was on my cell phone. I'm walking you around like it's Blair Witch Project, and I'm on your thing. And I have doubled my subscribers since appearing on your show.
Don't get butthurt, my friend, because there's always exceptions to every rule. And we know that, okay? So let's not get our panties in the water, get butthurt.
Hey, don't be using my butthurt word against me. That's not fair.
Don't be bringing out the exception to the one fucking exception to the rule to sit there and say that this rule doesn't work. I can say overall, the viewers that you get and the subscribers that you get, the majority of them, especially as you march towards 1,000, are not coming from that, Joneser.
Well, no, but I'm just saying you've been good to me. You've been good for me. It's been good to me to be here. I have appreciated, not just for
okay.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. I don't give a crap about the YouTube subscribers or the views or anything. I enjoyed hanging out with my friend. And so like Goji said, you got to manage your expectations here. Well, my expectations were to come on here with my friend and talk some BS, and we're doing it. I'm living the dream, baby.
All right, so Genzel's Creation says one of the rules is no getting butthurt. Well, Mike Fee has got your butthurt report for you over there on the Weird Fantastic team. Yes. If you want to be in the Weird Fantastic team, you can become a channel member or Patreon and let me know over on Instagram, and I will add you into the team. So what caused this butthurt? Someone posted it or an offensive picture on the internet. Well, the tissue needed for the tears, yes or no? Will you be able to move past it? Yes, no? I'm not sure. Reason for the report, check all that apply. I'm an idiot. I'm a crybaby. I'm thin-skinned. I'm a little bitch. I want my mommy. I felt picked on. I'm better than everybody else. I'm a prude. It wasn't my joke. No one liked my selfies today. Life just isn't fair. Other, please explain below. Use a separate sheet if necessary. Thank you, Mike.
And you can also show us on this doll where it hurt you. I think it was in this region here in the butt.
Yes, right there, right in the middle of
part.
that region where the brown part is.
Yeah, it hurt in the butt area.
Living the dream, absolutely, man. That's the main reason why I haven't done a lot of stuff. Let's see, J80 Hobbies. The problem with random people subscribing to you on a live chat is, for the most part, those subs are not genuine and never even bother to watch your content. Eventually, those subs are removed.
Right.
That I can tell you for sure.
I've even seen, you know, and we have a good community, Bill, from the most part, like I said, but I've also seen, I'm going to talk about the dark side of the community for a little bit. And a lot of times, and this is what I see in some of these other places where maybe I'm not so welcome no more, that everybody will stick the link to their video up and then nobody goes. Well, thanks for the support, dumbass.
All right, wait a minute. All right, so let me ease on in there like I always do. So what Joneser's talking about was something that I was going to get to today. So let's go ahead and get to it since it's a red hot issue right now on the bucket. I will warn you right now. If you join a community of YouTubers thinking that that's going to make your channel go anywhere, you're wrong. It's not. Okay. I'm not telling you not to join a community of YouTubers and be able to have camaraderie with them and be able to support each other and be able to put your links out there and you guys talk to each other and have communication, all that. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you what your expectations from that are to be. Okay. First of all, once you start a YouTube channel, you'll understand this. If you haven't started one yet, I can talk all I want and you won't understand it till you get a YouTube channel. It's one of those, if I have to explain, you won't understand kind of things. All right. So when you start a YouTube channel, probably you've been watching YouTube for a long time. You've been going to the chats, hanging out, having a good time, blah, blah, blah. When you start a YouTube channel, all that shit ends. I'm going to tell you right now, it ends really quickly because why? You're focusing on your channel. You can't focus on somebody else's channel if you're focusing on your own. You can try. And that's the same thing that's happening with these other creators. I'm not knocking them. I'm just telling you what's happening. So what happens? Well, they'll come into your chat when you start your live and they'll say, hey, I'm liking your chat. And then they'll leave. But what does YouTube think of that? YouTube says, well, he lost another viewer. Nobody's watching his fucking chat, or nobody's watching his live stream, or he must be boring because everybody's dropping out all of a sudden. So all these people that are your friends that you're in this toy community with, let's not call it a network because some people might get butthurt. Community, come into your chat. They all hit the like button. That's interaction, right? Yeah, so then they leave because that's what YouTube cares about. How long did they watch? How long did you keep them engaged? See, I've got 19 people that I've had engaged with me now for 11, average view duration, 11 minutes and 51 seconds. How long have I been on the air? Well, I've been on the air a lot longer than that. I've been on the air for a while now, almost 30 minutes, okay? So my average view duration is 12 minutes and 33 seconds, which means that people are not watching me for the whole time I've been on the air. They're coming in and they're coming out. No problem with that. It's the way it works. It's something that you need to be aware of. Now, as far as toy tuber communities or just content creator communities in general, all right, usually they're run by one individual. And he invites you to come in. And he invites who he wants to. So that makes it a little bit elite. And then we have all these people in here who now think that they're elite. But what happens if somebody does something that the leader doesn't like? Well, he kicks
you out and he doesn't tell you why.
Probably. And then what happens to the other people? They don't understand the drama because they weren't in it, right? But they don't
care.
Or they don't care
because it wasn't them, so they don't care.
Yeah. But are they going to say anything against the leader? No, because they don't want to get kicked out and done that way too, right? So they're going to stay quiet. Do I even acknowledge this person exists anymore? I don't know what to do now. Can I go to his chats or not? I don't know. If I do, will I be ostracized from the community? So you'll have that on your hands.
You are. banned from the village.
Oh,
leave now in disgrace.
Exactly. Or you just hang out in there and you're quiet and you get nowhere. So, but I'm not saying don't join these things if you want to, because there can be some good to be had out of it. I'm just trying to give you some expectations of what you're going to end up with as a result of that.
See, and I think in this case, or in my scenario, and I think the way they wanted me to feel is like I was that soldier walking down the line while they're like ripping badges off him, and then he finally gets to the end of the line and somebody spits in his face, and then he just walks off into the sunset on his own, right? I think that's what they wanted it to hit me like. I didn't even know it happened. Like somebody messaged me and say, "Hey, dude, why'd they kick you out of the group?" And I went, "What?" Well, it doesn't matter. I never posted in there anyways. So I didn't know and I didn't care really, but it was just kind of funny, you know? And then the guy didn't even have the sack to tell me why or talk to me or answer me. So whatever, he has to live with that, not me.
Exactly. Well, when you decide to do somebody in like that, and then you decide to report to everybody that's in there what you did, and then overblow why you did it.
But then don't talk to the person you did it to. That's a real man right there.
And then block them so now they cannot talk to you at all.
That's brave. Fine. That's stunning and brave.
We're not going to get into any drama, but that brings up another issue. If you start a YouTube channel, be prepared. Drama will happen whether you want it to or not. It's coming, and it's coming like a freight train. Therefore, you must not only be prepared for it, but understand that none of this really matters in the long run. You cannot get upset by it. You've got to grow a very thick skin, because look, I can hear it right now. All of you Zoomers and freaking Generation Ys are sitting there going, "What do you know about all that, boomer? You don't know nothing about the internet." Look, I'm Generation Z. We created the internet, dude. I was here back before you were a gleam in your daddy's eye. I was on this internet. I was in the great flame wars of the Usenet. I was there.
You wasn't.
Hold on. I saw.
You wasn't no Generation Z. You Generation X, homie.
So yeah, I'm Generation X, and that's that. I've been there. I've seen it. I saw people. Look, Usenet. There wasn't no moderation over there, Jack. There wasn't no cry mama to go to and say, "Yeah, he called me a dirty word on the internet. Ban him." Oh no. Yeah, they made some moderated news groups. Sure they did. But that wasn't where all the fun was. The fun was over there in those unmoderated groups where the flame wars were going on and people were picking on each other and throwing shade on each other. So yeah, I've been there, I've done that, and I know what it's all about. So don't come to me telling me I don't know what the internet's about. This is just another iteration of it.
Well, my thing is, and this is how I roll with most things in life and most people in life, but this is some advice I think is free for everybody. I wipe my ass with what anyone thinks of me. So that's how I think people need to be, and you're going to be on here. You got to go, "Oh, you didn't like it? Okay, well, don't watch it. See ya. Oh, you don't like me? Okay, well, don't hang out with me, or don't, you know what I mean? Don't associate with me. It's your loss, not mine. I don't care. I know I'm cool. I don't need you."
Bjorn Jorgensen says, "I have no real expectations when it comes to this stuff. I'm just going to put something up, and if people like it, then cool." And that's what I said back in. That's just for a second, Joneser. You may not realize this, but right now, as of this month, I have been trying to YouTube for 2 whole years.
Longer than that, I think. You've been on a lot longer.
I've been on the YouTubies. This channel has been in existence since 2013. But was I trying to do anything other than what Bjorn Jorgensen is doing now all that whole time? Nah. I'd throw something up here or there, throw some sea monkeys on there, throw a slideshow or two on there, get a couple of views, maybe even a couple of subscriptions off it, and didn't even fucking care. Why did I even care? Because one December, I posted a slideshow of my brand new Motu Origins figures, and it blew up. It went viral. You're not going to get viral videos very often, folks, but when you do, it can be a shot of adrenaline to you.
Well, what's viral, Bill? What's viral? Are we talking tens of thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views? What's viral?
Well, I got tens of thousands of views, but you can get hundreds of thousands of views. You can get even more than that all of a sudden on one video.
I think, I mean, I'm not trying to knock you, but I think to me, viral's millions.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. What I'm saying is that all of a sudden I got a lot of views all of a sudden. And that's what my definition of the viral is. But anyway, so what happened? Well, the family came to me. Oh, you ought to try to be a YouTuber. And I'm like, well, I don't know that about none of that shit. And nobody's going to want to listen to me. Oh, you never know. So I decided to try it out. I started posting a few videos here or there, got a few more subscriptions. By the time I started live streaming, I already had 255 people subscribe to me, which is a lot better than a lot of people do when they start their first YouTube channel. So there was somewhere for me to go. Life has taught us friends are nice. However, you must carry your own weight to get anywhere. And that's absolutely right. This, by the way, this is George Valentine. He's changed his channel name to Beast of Carnanog. That's his other channel. And that's what he usually posts as. So I'm not outing this man. He already told us this in a live chat once before live. So it's not like I'm doxing him or anything. And that's a word, okay, that will get thrown around a lot on YouTube. You doxed me. You doxed yourself, fuckhead. So don't talk about me doxing you. I'm not talking to you, George. I'm talking about the in general people on YouTube.
You doxed me once and I didn't give a shit.
I will never do a live stream. Number one, everyone and their mother is going live. Number two, I will probably only have one viewer, and that viewer will be me. LOL. I'd rather just support you guys. No, come on, man. I'm not trying to tell you not to start a YouTube channel. I'm trying to give you some expectation of what you're going to find out when you do. No zoop for you. Absolutely. There you go. There's the soup Yahtzee here.
No soup for you.
Drama going to happen either way. Drama is going to be there whether you want it to or not. And that's not just YouTube, my friends. That's anything, even in real life. You go join the Civic League. Oh, such and such don't like such and such. And whenever they come in the room, a chill falls in. It's the same thing. And if you're not able to deal with it in real life, you're certainly not going to be able to deal with it on here. Big facts. The drama that comes is anything but but I truck on. Yeah, it's annoying, but you truck on. Yeah. Always take care of numero uno unless you become numero two, which then you flush it down the toilet, right? If it's number two, you know, if it's
yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly. You knew exactly where I was going with that one, Jones.
Yes, sir.
Kudos.
I picked up what you was dropping.
So that sounds petty. I just go to have a good time. Hey, I'm a boomer. I recently started watching the YouTube CCCs. And I've got a channel, but I've never used it. That's okay. Viral is 2 or more in my dictionary.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. Catching up here. Definitely viral if it itches and stings. If it burns, though, you might need to go to the doctor and get a penicillin shot because it might be I'm eating here. Okay.
About our poo-poo talk.
There are people who just thrive on drama. I know, man. And just here for the support. Well, thank you, Gilster. Gilster's been supporting us here on this channel for a while. And yeah, you're going to have people who support you, and you're going to have people who do not support you and hate you. And
or the fakes. Don't forget the fakes. There are going to be people who are going to act like they're going to support you, but they really hate you.
Yes, there is that. They're the ones that while they're hugging you, they're stabbing you in the back with their hand. A bit of a different perspective on live streaming on YouTube. Live streaming is a completely different animal than Twitch. YouTube is a completely different animal than Twitch. Twitch is a whole different subject. If Grindhead would come in here, he could tell us about that, but he just came in for a minute to give us a little bit of likes and then leave, like most content creators will do. And I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that you have to understand that's how it happens.
Right.
so many fakes? Yes, there are. And there's plenty of that. But here's another thing that you may find interesting, Joneser. Okay, there's a big boy YouTuber. He's got tens of thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of viewers, subscribers, members, Patreons, the whole bit. He's even got what's known as stands. These are people who say, I stand with such and such. If you say anything bad about him, I will stand against you because I stand with him.
What?
You understand? This is some Zoomer terms here, Jones, and I may be going over your head slightly here. But this guy has his stands, and then he hates this other YouTuber, and you like them both, say, right?
Oh, so everybody has to hate him too. Got it.
Right. So you got to pick sides, right? But what if you don't want to pick sides? Well, the stands from this one that hates this one will come and hate on you, and then the stands from this one that hates this one will also come and hate on you because you don't make a stand like one or the other, and you don't join their little mob.
Ooga waga, one of us, ooga.
Right,
yeah, no
right.
thanks.
And something great, something to watch. I built some bullshit in the early hours. He built some good shit in the early hours. I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but he's got a pretty good channel over there. But yes, I won't name any names. Well, let's just say that that there's one called Old Timey Boom Boom. All right, let's say the channel's called Old Timey Boom Boom, and then there's another one called the Rag and Bone Man, right? All right, so everybody hates the Rag and Bone Man that likes the old timey Boom Boom Man. You see what I'm saying? They hate the Rag and Bone Man.
Who they really are?
They hate the Rag and Bone Man because the Rag and Bone Man must be hated because the Rag and Bone Man takes the piss out of everybody.
Huh?
I'm just saying. And if you like the Rag and Bone Man, then the Old Timey Boom Boom Man says he don't even want you on his channel at all.
Well, I don't want to be there. You know what? I do what I want. I like who I want. I watch what I want. I do what I want. I don't want to be on your piece of crap show anyway. Who cares? Take my shovel and my pay pen and I go home too. I do what I want.
All I'm saying is that these are the kind of minefields that you will have to navigate once you start YouTubing and you get your name out there and you become known. And then you'll have people asking you, do you watch this channel? And if you say yes, then they'll say, well, I'm not going to subscribe to your channel or watch you. And you know what you say? You do you and I'll do me. Because none of that shit is going to matter in the long run because what are you dealing with? You're dealing with other creators.
Well, right. And here's
that's
the other thing.
That's not where your viewership comes from.
Here's the thing where everybody misses. All the creators, we're even missing here. Like Kenzo's saying, the gatekeeper.
Hold on for a second. Let me address Gold's turn here. I'm not trying to name any special channels. I'm not trying to name any particular channels. What I'm trying to name is a particular situation, a situation in which two channels hate each other and you're caught in the middle with your channel. Now, does it really matter? No, it really doesn't. And it shouldn't matter. Well, I'm trying to bring that across here. I'm not trying to say that I like one or the other. I'm not saying I like anybody. All I'm saying is that these are the kinds of minefields that you may find yourself negotiating. Now, some people negotiate them better than others. Would you agree with that, Joneser?
Oh, sure. You know, what I was trying to get out there, though, is like Kenzo was saying here with the gatekeepers or whatnot, or people saying, oh, well, you're not having fun, right? Or, oh, do you open the toys? Oh, I don't open the toys. I keep them in the box. Or, oh, no, I can't keep them in the box. Those are plastic prisons. And you're wrong if you think the way you think. And I'm right if I think the way I think. Right. Man, this is all nonsense. But here's the thing, and this is what every YouTuber misses. Sometimes you and me miss this too, is we're here, like you said it in the beginning, to create content, right? Now you're creating content. You've got let's call it competition, right? Because that's what it is. So these guys think they're competing with each other, which you're not. You're not competing with each other. You're barely getting a slice of this little pie. Let me tell you something. When you creating content, it wasn't like the old days where, you know, some of the old timers remember there was CBS, there was NBC, there was ABC. You had 3 channels. So if the president was on, you were screwed. You had 3 channels. You could watch this one, you could watch that one, or that one. There are bazillions of YouTube channels out there. So you are literally competing with the 9 bazillion YouTube channels. And you're saying, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Well, someone got something cooler on somewhere else, man. They're Splitsville. They're going over there. You know, and you got to figure out a way to be like, why should somebody devote their time to watch whatever the hell I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to get to that. That's a good point, Joneser. All right. Wow, Bill, you're speaking the truth for real. Well, thank you. He knows what I'm talking about there. But here's the deal, folks. How are you going to get the subscribers and how are you going to get the views? Well, you're not going to get them by standing with another channel, being a stand for another channel. That's not going to get them to you at all. So you might as well give up on that. Now, am I telling you not to? No, I'm not. You can if you want to, but you have to know that you're not going to get anything out of that except some self-satisfaction, and that's about it, okay? Standing with one channel on another channel is not going to get you any views, and it's not going to get you any subscribers. How do you get subscribers and views? Oh, now I'm fixing to tell the real truth, the one that nobody really wants to hear. By hard work, by making fucking videos that people want to watch. That's how you get them. Will you get them by promoting your channel on the X, or formerly known as Twitter? Will you get it by putting things on TalkTick? Will you do it by going on the book face? No, you're not going to get it by sharing it any of those places. You may get a couple of subscribers here or there that may be significant if you're only got 10 subscribers. That may be significant if you've only got 400 subscribers. But when you're going on the road to 1,000, it's a drop in the fucking bucket. Playing the YouTube game is how you win. And how do you play the YouTube game? You make the videos and you put them out there. Now, does that mean that you have to niche yourself? No, it does not. I'm going to tell you how to defeat that. If you're making a video that's not within your so-called niche, suppose me, give me for an example. I'm a toy tuber. Not only that, but I specialize in Masters of the Universe and sometimes superpowers and sometimes even other things as long as it's toys, right? But what if I want to put a magic trick out there? Well, there's a checkbox down there in the old YouTube studios when you're getting ready to send that video up. It says, do not send this to your subscribers. That's the tick box that you need to tick when you do that. Did you know about that, Jones? Or?
I did not. Now, why would I not want my subscribers to see it, Bill?
There's a reason for that. That video is not a video that appeals to your subscribers. That video is not going to be something that they're going to click on when they see it in their feed. You do not want them not clicking on your video when it hits their feed. So the best way to keep that from happening is don't put it in their feed. Let YouTube put it out to the whole YouTube audience, and then the people that want to watch that will click on it. Now the algorithm is going to treat you right. But if you send it, not really, but I'm just telling you, this is what they say. But if you send it out there to your subscribers and they don't click on it, you're absolutely not going to get any views on it, and YouTube is not going to promote it for you, and that video is going to get shadow banned, and that video is not going to be one of your top 10. It's probably going to be in your top bottom.
Whatever. I've been shadow banned and banned and canceled and told he's toxic, don't hang out with him and all that, and I'm still here, bitches, still here.
Agree, Bill. Sometimes we think hanging out on the popular channels is going to get us a view. You got to grind and work. That's absolutely right. That's the thing that nobody wants to hear, is the fact that you've got to grind and you've got to work. You've got to put the videos out there. Now, does that mean that me and Jones are doing that? No, me and Jones are big old lazy lumps of crap, and we're not doing what we're supposed to do either. But I'm telling you that if you start a YouTube channel, things that I wished that I had known. Now, nobody watched me when I started because I did it a cold opening without anything. I just started talking as soon as I hit the damn stream button. And I said at the very beginning, I said, these are the things that I wished I had known. I was told all of these things.
See, I had a good
But I
teacher.
didn't listen, or I didn't understand, or I didn't know.
I had a good teacher because I came into a guy who's already been at this for a year or so, and he's already gone through a lot of things. And so I was already being trained. And so I came into mine prepared. And how'd mine go, Bill?
About the same as mine went.
Went like total crap. And that's just part of the game.
So, you know, it is what it is. The character of the person will build your content. And that's true. People, now I said at the beginning, don't make that video where you tell everybody who you are because nobody gives a shit. That's when you have 0 views and you have 0 subscribers and you just started your channel and you're putting your first video out there. Your first video does not need to be a video about who I am because nobody's going to click on that. However,
who you are.
After they've watched you for a while and you got your people who want to see you, the passion that you put into your project is going to come out. Now, it will be disheartening, and I'm going to tell you what's going to really hurt your feelings. You're going to sit there and you're going to look in YouTube Studio. I'm looking over in mine right now. I've got concurrent 20 viewers, chat rate 7. I've had 47 views. People are average duration watching me at 18 minutes. You're going to go into YouTube Studio and you're going to look at your analytics and you're going to say, okay, I got 100 views. I got 100 views on this last video. And then you're going to go in and you're going to start watching other YouTube channels and you're going to run across one of those faceless channels that gets all that stock footage and puts it together in a fucking slideshow and then has an AI voice sit there and drone on and on about whatever subject that they're talking about. And you're going to look up there and that video has got millions of views and the channel has got millions of subscribers. And you're going to go, how can this piece of shit AI generated content be beating me?
Because it's better than you. That's why. It is. There's more people engaging it with it. There's more people watching it, and there's more people interacting with it. So therefore, you lose. It's that simple.
Here's our buddy Radical Toys who's been through all this. I bet you that there's some things that he could tell us that he wished he knew before he started a YouTube channel. I've got that link up there for a reason. That StreamYard link. If you click on it, boom, I'm gonna put you in here and you can say your say. If you don't want to, that's fine with me. If you don't want to share the things that you want to, I'm not trying to force anybody to be in here.
I think he's going on himself in a little bit.
Yeah, he's probably going to go on and make his own channel. And so that's the other thing. See, you can't rely upon other creators to come and do what you want them to because they've got their own thing to do. And vice versa.
Right.
They can't rely on you to do anything if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
It's a nightmare getting subs. It certainly is because for every 4 you get, they take 5 away from you sometimes, it seems like.
The first 100 in my experience was the hardest. And I feel like I was almost capped. Like I watched that thing go from 82 to 99 to 85 to, and it just kept yo-yoing. And we watched it, me and this guy, I tell this story all the time, but me and this fella, Dale of Suspense, he's a comic book creator. We watched my sub count trying to break 100. We were up and we were talking to each other via Instagram. We were watching it. And it went under, all the way up to down like a yo-yo. And it's like, there's no way this is not being manipulated.
Well,
and then finally, it went over 100. It went to 101. But what was funny is he told me, oh, dude, you made it. And I said, what are you talking about? I'm at 87. And he goes, what? Hey, you're at 87 now. What happened? And this happened a few times before it finally went over. But then once it went over 100, it never went below it again. That's incredible. Yeah. I was losing 8 of them a second ago.
How many people are actually subscribing and unsubscribing to You don't know this because YouTube will unsubscribe people and they don't realize it. Because this is all AI. Okay, no human being can sit and what? How many videos are uploaded daily to YouTube? Millions.
Right.
Daily uploaded.
And you're competing with all that. How
many videos are on YouTube? God, it's got to be into the billions of videos. So how can a person, a team of people even, be able to actually look at all of this shit? They cannot. It has to be a algorithmic computer program doing all of this. Probably artificially intelligent. I don't like its niche topics. I mean, RoboCop and Terminator. Yeah, you can defeat that. You don't have to niche yourself down to the point where you can only talk about how many eyes are on a June bug in the state of Michigan in the month of July. You don't have to get that nichey, okay? But there are things that you need to take into consideration. Joneser had to stop for a minute as I keep on going here, and I'll bring him back in when his camera comes back on. You have to look at your views and see what people are watching the most of. Those are your subscribers. What are your subscribers watching the most of that you're doing? Well, you put those videos out to them. If you're trying something new, you do not. And that will keep the algorithm from killing you. Subscriber. Used to be on the opposite side. I'm sure some folks are accidentally unsubbed. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I've always said this generation of YouTubers is about 10 years too late. Yeah. But yeah, and how many of your subscribers are bots and how many are not? And how many do YouTube thinks are bots and how many of them are actually human beings? And that attributes to this unsub that happens. So how many of your original subs that happened, say, 5, 6, 7 years ago are unsubbing now? How many YouTubers, and I'm not talking about people who run YouTube channels, I mean people who watch YouTube. How many of them treat their subscriptions like they do their Facebook, where they go in and they cull their subscriptions every once in a while and say, well, I don't watch this channel anymore. Why should I be subscribed to it? See, I don't do that because I'm lazy. I subscribe to a channel and I never unsubscribe to it. I'm subscribed to it forever. But there are people who don't do that. Then there are people who want to weaponize it. They want to say, okay, if you don't do what I want you to do on your channel, I'm going to unsubscribe to you. Please do. Because I didn't need your subscription in the first place. I need people who will subscribe to me and stay subscribed to me because they want to support me and they want to see me succeed. And when you start your own YouTube channel, that has to be your frame of thought. Okay, there are people out there, and I'm not going to name any names, but some of them are friends of mine who say, oh, you need to put out thousands and thousands of YouTube shorts, and that's going to gain you all these subscribers. It will. And it will certainly kill your view counts because those people are not going to watch your long form videos. Now, if you want to be a shorts creator, that's what you do. And will you gain subscribers from your shorts? You certainly will. But what happens when those subscribers see your long form content being thrown at them? They're going to skip it. And eventually they're going to unsubscribe to you because that's not what they subscribe to you for. They subscribe to you to see your shorts. One of the easiest mistakes a YouTuber can make is creating content you want versus what they want to see. But see, that's another problem, Adam. Do you have to force yourself to create content that other people want to see? Or can you be creative and create content that you like as well? It's not an easy question to answer, and it's a rhetorical question. But it's something that you have to look at yourself in the mirror and think about. Why am I creating this content in the first place? I've subscribed to tons of different channels for one thing or another. Some I haven't seen since I've subbed. Yeah, and that's good for their sub counts, but it's not good for their overall algorithm as far as their channel is going. Are you back, Jones? Or
you can hear me?
I can. Let me put you back up on the stage there with me. Here we go. There. Come on. Add to stage. There we go. There you are. When you killed your camera, I took you off and put me on.
Yeah, I tried to message you in the private thing, said I'd be right back. We gotta lock one of the cats up to feed the other cats so it doesn't steal their food, and then I let him out.
I can see people hating to sub because there are those who hate the notification pop-ups when it actually works. Well, so that's the other thing. You can subscribe to a channel and turn the notifications off, and you never see when it comes on. You don't have to unsubscribe to a channel because you don't want to see the notifications. Now, why would you subscribe to a channel that you don't want to watch? Well, we do that all the time here as creators, don't we? Because we want to support somebody and see them succeed, but we don't give two shits about what they put out. And that's
Bill, I want to add to that a little bit. To me, there's different levels of my support that I throw out there. Now, there's, like Bill said, there's the bare minimum where I've subscribed to your channel. I'm trying to support you. I'm trying to help, but your content might not be for me and I'm not watching, right? Now, there's the next level of support where and this is what Bill touched on this earlier, when you're a creator or you're like me, you're even busier than that, where you got time's hard. So I want to watch my friends or the next level of support. I want to watch their stuff, you know?
Hold that thought and start right back up where I start out. Blue Harvest. There is a link up at the top. I would love to hear your take on what we're going over today. If you don't have time, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But I'm giving you the option. Hit that pinned comment up there at the top, and you will see the StreamYard link, and you can come in and join us, Blue Harvest. I would love to hear your unique take on all this. Go ahead, Joneser.
Well, I was just gonna say, so you want to watch your buddy's stuff and comment along and help them along. But then sometimes they come on and you're busy or there's life. Or Bill, when you watch YouTube, me and you have talked about this before. I'm not always watching toy content or content like me. Sometimes I like to watch old boxing, or I like to watch old wrestling. I watch historical documentaries. I'm not watching toy stuff. But my friends are putting that out. I ain't feeling it right now. So I'll watch his video later. Well, then he's made 6 more videos since I thought that. And it's like, and then he's like, well, bro, you ain't watching my stuff. And it's like, bro, I'd like to, but I don't have the time, And so you want to try to help these people and you feel bad you can't get there. But like Bill said, as creators or as busy people, this happens. And then there's the third way to support a channel, which is the most important, I think, with your wallet.
Dave Dimensions hanging out with us. We got Tyridium Hanger here. Great talk. I need to watch the first part later. Yeah, and some of it is a little ranty, but there's some gems of stuff in there. Some of it is a little pointed, but that's okay. What is happening? We're talking about things that we wished we had known before we started our YouTube channel. I would love to hear what you have to say, and same with you, Dave. If you've got time, Dave, the link is up there, pinned at the top. It's supposed to be anyway. Yeah, it certainly is. I'm looking over here at it. So hit that StreamYard link. It'll pop up down here in my green room below me, and I'll put you right up here, and you can have your say about it. I would love to hear it. I'm about to go to bed. Oh, yeah. I know. You're in a different time zone. He's in England. Or the UK, so that's going to keep him away. And I understand. Rug cleaning videos for me when I want to turn my brain off. There you go, George. I'm always trying to support and watch when I can, and that's okay, Mike. And I understand. You too have your own YouTube channel. You too will find yourself going, dude, I can't do my own channel and watch all this other shit too. Got ahead. Got my own. Had a few moments in a good show. Had I known what I know now, which is 5 or 8 years to get where I want to get, I would have passed. Sometimes we say that to ourselves. I've said to myself a lot of times, if I'd known what I know now, then I probably wouldn't even have tried. But I wish I'd known what a bunch of douchebags people get. We covered that. We covered that in spades, man. You just don't know, folks.
We just didn't call them out, which is not trying to help their channel.
No, I'm not going to name anybody's name on here because I don't want you to go watch their channel and give them some hate watch views. And if you're hate watching me right now, thank you. I appreciate those views. Make sure you hit that thumbs down button so I can get some more interaction out of your ass. Dave says people can be douchebags on YouTube and in real life. Yeah, we covered that too, Dave. Like I said, Dave, I'd love to have you in here. I've been on your show, I think, once, and I wouldn't mind having you in here to get your unique perspective on this and not just listen to me and Jones are ranting. I have the receipts. So do I, my friend.
Yeah, so do we.
So do we. Yeah, we do too. Absolutely. Catch the rest later, Bill. I have to watch the first part of it. There you go, Mary. You go take care of your son. That's where you need to be. Wait for my book when I retire. Yeah. And I'll wait and I'll wait. And then I'll wait some more. Only thumbs up here, says Dave. I recently been missing some of your shows because we've been busy. Fell asleep. Hey, and look, life happens. You can't apologize for being a human being and living your life.
And that's what I was trying to get in my rambling statement, was that it's not nefarious or nothing I should be apologizing for. It's just, it is what it is.
These certain high and mighty YouTubers, no shit, brother, no shit. We understand that perfectly. But here's the thing. Joneser was touching on this a minute ago, and I'm going to touch on it myself. So I have a toy channel, right? Supposedly. You wouldn't know it if you watched my weekend shows. That's fine. But supposedly I've got a toy channel, right? So that must mean that that's all I fucking watch every time I get on YouTube is other toy channels. You got to be fucking kidding me, man. As much as I love my toys, do I get sick of watching that shit over and over and over and hearing the same comments over and over and over again from the same people over and over and over again? And it's even worse when there's like 10 of them. 3, 6, 9, 10, and they're all sitting there blabbing at the same time about the same crap that they talked about last week and the week before that and the week before that for 3, 4, 5 hours straight.
Well, and let me one quick thing.
I'm not watching that.
They're living in a bubble. They're living in a bubble. They're all repeating the same nonsense the other guy said. You're not getting a differing opinion. You're just getting the same opinion said a different way by a different guy for nothing. It does nothing. It's going nowhere.
Well, the thing is, what happens to me is that I tend to watch other things on YouTube other than toy channels. I'm watching the Y-Files. I'm watching why the aliens built pyramids. Are we human? I thought we were galactic adventurers making all the ladies cry. Yeah, there we go. I know. I wear human skin sometimes. I'll skinwalker. If the door is open right now, yeah, you come right on, brother. The door's always open to you, Dave. Dave, you just don't know, Dave. You've been an inspiration to me since day one, and you don't even know it. But you were the one that taught me how to get on this damn thing and do a live stream in the first place. I bet you don't even remember that. But anyway, yeah, come on, Dave. You hop right on. I'll put you on the air.
Hold on.
But here's the thing. I'm not watching these other YouTube channels. I love Largo. I love Wilhelm. I love Grindhead. I'm not watching them all the time. Here he is, Dave's Dimension. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Hey, what's up? And you guys are hitting the mark right there because, I mean, come on. If you hit 100 subs, are you going to be able to watch those hundreds channels? No. There's not enough days in the day, a week, a month. I mean, some people get up to 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs, 5,000 subs. You can't hit up all those people, and guess what? All those people half the time, oh, I like this video. I'm going to sub to this person. That person might not ever watch your channel ever again. Because true story, anyone who's ever seen my channel, you've heard me mention this lately a lot. I have the subscribers to be monetized, but I don't have the watch hours.
I've heard that a lot.
I do a weekly stream. I was doing 3-4 videos a week at one point. I cut down. I'm doing one stream a week because I got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, this past winter, I would have found myself unemployed.
I knew that. I'll stop you there, Dave. I knew that, Dave.
Yeah.
but I never knew if you actually found another job or not.
Oh yeah. I was working for the VA doing education claims. Like anytime someone is, they want to use their military benefits for themselves or their kids to go to school, I was the adjudicator, the person reviewing it.
Okay.
Sadly, the VA has 100% metric. You have to do 100% of their what they consider productivity, 100% every month. Otherwise, you're out. I was at 97. They kicked me out. So I went back to Spectrum after a month and a half of searching. That didn't stay long because they had me on terrible hours. Like I was doing Tuesday through Saturday, 1:30 to 10. Didn't see, I wasn't seeing my wife. I wasn't able to see hardly anyone. And then I've been working for an HVAC company here in Buffalo. Commercial HVAC company where I'm doing dispatch. I'm getting paid what I was getting paid at Spectrum and the VA, believe it or not.
And that's good, Dave. And I'm glad to hear that, man. And that harkens my heart. Now, let me ask you, Dave, and I don't mean this in a bad way. You understand this as a content creator. I can't watch you all the time. I catch you occasionally. No. So that means I get bits and pieces of your life and what's going on your channel. Yeah, Jones is the same way. So what we want to know is, right now, are you creating just standalone long form content, or are you focusing on live streaming only?
I'm doing both. I dropped a few tour reviews this past week. In fact, I dropped 2 videos. I did the X-Men '97 Jean Grey, and I did actually a video of my pickups this week. I haven't done one of those in a long while because honestly, toy hunting, the toy hunt videos, there's still people who are doing it, but everybody and their damn grandmother got out there and doing it. And, it's like, and also, I'll be honest, I was never comfortable filming in a store.
Well,
because,
I'll speak to that just quickly because I want to get to a point here. But as far as toy hunts go, I go in the store with my camera out and I don't give a damn. I just start talking and go down the aisle and I show what I show. And sometimes I even interact with the people in the store. You probably, if you've ever watched a toy hunt, there was one time some guy was saying something and I said something back to him and he looked over at me and I put the camera up like that right in his face. But I can understand that. And do I do toy hunts a lot? No, I really don't. I put one out every once in a while. They do fairly well when I do. But that gets to the point. These videos that you did put out, did they each do a 10 out of 10 for you?
I'll be honest, like my videos that dropped this week, I think I have maybe we're talking under 20 views. Okay. And this is not a brag, I'm a channel that has over 2,200 subscribers. And I'm only getting
gonna say, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just saw that and I didn't know who you were and just subscribed to you and felt bad that I didn't know who you were.
Well,
and I didn't mean that as a knock, but
that's perfectly fine. And the reason why a lot of people don't know who I am is the quote unquote the algorithm, because the algorithm looks at me and it's like, I don't know. Do you mind if I swear here? They don't know what the fuck to do with me because I've done tech. I always, my slogan for my channel is, the channel where chaos and insanity reign supreme and you're home for tech, toys, and talk, because I've done tech stuff. Like this past year, I built this computer. I did videos where, hey, I picked up this part, and I actually did a couple of videos of me assembling part of the computer. And some people were gravitating towards that. But then there's like I did because I do cosplay for Ghostbusters, if you can't tell the proton pack in the background. I've done videos like Ghostbusting for big guys. I did a video like that a couple of years ago. People still hit me up on that. Last year I did bike buying for big guys. So I do a lot of different stuff because I figure, hey, I'm doing this. This is, I've never seen anyone cover that. So I do a video on it.
Here's what I want you to do, Dave. When you leave here today, I want you to go into the studio and look at your analytics. And I want you to filter them by how many views the video's got. And I want you to look at your top videos versus your bottom videos. On those top videos, I want you to think about, hey, I'm going to put out a couple of videos this next week on this stuff, these topics here, and see how well they do versus those bottom. Hang on just a second. I'm going to send my wife to the voicemail because I'm busy, and I'm going to get in trouble for that like a motherfucker.
Brave man right there.
Next week he's going to have 9 fingers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so here's what I want you to do. Look at those top videos. Put out a video or two on those subjects and see how well they do. Also, next time you do a tech video, before you set that thing public, and always send your videos to not private, but the other one, unlisted. Always send them unlisted before you send them up public. There's a tick box on there where it says do not send to subscribers.
Okay.
Make sure you tick that check box if you're doing something that's not in your quote unquote niche.
Mm-hmm.
That way YouTube won't show it to the people who are not going to click on it anyway, and then sends you even further into the spiral of doom. Does that make sense, sir?
Yeah, because honestly, like looking at a lot of stuff, because I try a lot of different things too.
Hang on just a second. Lack, I did that for a purpose. One of you guys with a wrench, make sure you get Dave's link up here in the chat so people can click on him and give him some subs. Thank you. Bjorn, I'm looking straight at you, buddy. You're the top moderator in here. I'll see you off.
I'm on it, Bill. I'm on it. I got it.
I got you.
But
continue, Dave. Sorry.
But like with me, I noticed like, okay, past couple months, I had a big increase, big uptake in some of my videos, some of my streams. But guess what? That's because of a certain thing. There's a little certain movie that came out back in March.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the interest in Ghostbusters kind of went up a little bit. But now with, it's hitting video, it's hitting digital now. So now there's not really much going on with the exception of June. I'll have another push around June probably as far as my channel goes. But now that I've gotten into 3D printing, I'm going to be shifting. I'm still going to be doing, my toy stuff and toy talks, but I'm also going to be doing videos on, 3D props. I'm going to be modifying my proton pack for a lot of cosplay stuff. I'm also helping out a few other people with things. I 3D printed this crazy little thing from Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
That's nice. So
I finally got myself a nice printer that is going to allow me to make tons of stuff. So I'm going to be getting back, because when my channel first started, it was mostly about my Ghostbusters cosplay.
And here's what happened to you. When you do videos and you send them out to your subscribers, that's probably what they're looking for to see is more Ghostbuster content, whatever that may be. Yeah. And just because Frozen Empire is come and gone doesn't mean that you can't continue to do Ghostbusters content. Yeah. I mean, did you make your own proton pack? How did you do that? Yeah. You can make videos about all these kinds of
That's what I want to get into, because with my printer now, I'm going to be doing a proton pack from the ground up. I'm going to be 3D printing the shell, all the different parts. We'll be doing it step by step, and I'll be doing videos on that.
And that's what you need to do. You need to do videos on them, because I'm going to tell you right now, and this is from personal experience. All right. Live streams get you views. Yes. They don't get you subscribers.
No.
And as far as views go, you have to crank out lots and lots and lots of content that people are actually watching to get those views.
Live streams will get you the watch hours, though.
Sometimes
will get them to you.
Sometimes.
And look, here, Jones and I have talked about this before. I've got all these watch hours. I've got over 4,500 watch hours, and I'm trying to get the 1,000 views so that I can monetize.
1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. See, I'm always upside down from everybody else. I'm always doing things backwards from everybody else.
Like for me, I'm actually doing Tuesday nights now. I did a stream last night where I had one of my friends on, Dre the Collector Safe Space. Me and him, we're literally thick as thieves. We're brothers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've done it. That was my first official Tuesday night talk where I'm doing this. I'm actually inviting anyone out there. I'm telling people, if you have a YouTube, a Twitch, you're on Kick, whatever kind of platforms you're on, you have, you opening up an Etsy store, you want to promote yourself. I'm inviting creators of all kinds onto my channel because I want to feature them. Because there's a few channels out there like PJ of the Orville and Tea Time with Maria, Tea Time and Telly with Maria. They have this big following mostly through Twitter, but they have YouTube channels. It's hashtag We Grow Together. I'm kind of at the point with YouTube that I'm kind of fed up with a lot of stuff. So I want to start pushing other people. Part of me is like, well, you know what? If I can't find that sweet spot in the algorithm, because my channel is all over the place, because I'm all over the place, I'm not, unlike some people out there, I'm not going to cater my channel just so it suits, like, because you see these so-called YouTube experts like Think Media and a few others, like, oh, they say, oh, if you need to have one focus and one focus only. That's not always true. If you're doing one focus and one focus only, I'd have to have 3 or 4 channels.
And that's what they tell you to do, but I ain't doing that either. I'm not doing that either.
I mean, not everyone is going to have a singular focus. A lot of people aren't interested in a lot of different things. And that's why my channel has remained the same basically for the past, it's been 4 years now. It's been 4 years where, I mean, my interests are all over the place. So my channel is going to be all over the place because your channel should be a reflection of who you are.
And that's not what I feel about it. I feel the same way. I'm gonna get off the subject just for a minute here with Sue Studio. Sue Studio is one of my older viewers, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but she says I'm a boomer and I don't understand 3D printers. There's a type of a plastic called filament that comes in a spool. I think Dave can probably show you a spool of it. And what happens is the 3D printer takes that filament and it takes a little piece of it and it puts it on the plate. And it takes another little piece of it and it puts it on the plate. And it takes another little piece of it and until it builds something. Show that thing that you just printed.
Oh,
yeah. So that's thousands and millions and zillions of little bit.
This is one print. This is one solid piece.
Yeah. And so what happens is it builds that piece by piece by piece by piece over a period of time from a file from the computer that goes in there that tells the 3D printer how to print that.
You can even think of it like a traditional printer. Technically speaking, a traditional printer prints line by line by line. Of course, now we have printers that shoot it out so fast. But years ago, the old dot matrix printers, which you guys will remember, it went basically layer by layer by layer. 3D printing does that on a 3-dimensional layer levels, not 2-dimensionals, 3-dimensional. So it eventually goes up. This printer right here, it does with printers, just like with kind of like, think of surfing or on a skateboard, you got to balance yourself, right? They call that leveling. On some printers, there are these little hand knobs that you have to try and manually level. I had a printer. I couldn't do it to save my life. After a year and a half, I said, screw that. Wound up selling that printer for a lot less than what I paid for. And I got this. My wife's coworker has the same printer. He does amazing prints. He recommended this one. And that little thing I have on top there, that's going to let me print 4 different color filaments. So I can do crazy stuff like this guy.
Nice.
That's
the only thing was the ribbon here was an additional piece that has to be printed and then glued on. But this is all one piece. You get you can see the red of his tongue, the black of his mouth, the black of pupil of his eyes. This is 3D printed. So, cool. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff. You see people at cons and toy shows, they're selling like the 3D printed snakes and spiders and all different kinds of stuff now. Yeah. Because, I mean,
that's something that you can do with a 3D printer, or you can have a little side business going. I've seen some people do that before.
Oh, yeah. I've seen people who they call them printing farms. They'll have like a room, they'll have maybe 8, 10, or even more printers going all at once. And now
it comes at a cost. I will warn those of you who want to get into this. It comes at a cost. Filament costs money. Resin costs money if you're using a resin printer. Some people were talking
resin
about that.
something I'm not even going to try to mess with. But
and there's a learning curve to learning how to do it correctly.
But like this printer right here, I don't have to level, and it kind of primes and calibrates itself every time. So I've lucked out getting this printer. I even have an app, so I can stop a print, pause a print, or start one without even being home. I can monitor it from. What's nice, this one actually has a camera, so I can actually I literally can watch it while I'm at work.
Nice.
If I'm running around to the grocery store with the wife or something, I can keep an eye on it, which is, I mean, it's crazy how the technology is. Now, mind you, this is like a $500-$600 printer before tax, but it makes things a lot more convenient. You don't have to do all the calibrating and stuff. So what I always tell people is, if you're interested in it, give it a couple years. Give it about maybe a year or two. That printer that is like $800 to $1,000, well, it's going to get down to $6 or $5. Wait for something to get improved. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game.
I myself, I'm not a 3D printer guy. I think Bill had to answer to the thing he did earlier.
Yeah.
But I am a collector of sorts. I do comic books and action figures, obviously. And
really, so you don't say.
Yeah. So but I made it a side business is what I'm getting at. Yeah. So I tried to tie my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and it basically became a collection you can buy from, some pieces anyway. And that's
smart though, because
the hobby fund the hobby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know there's a few people who've done that. Yukon Phil and a few others. Sleeping Collectibles, he does it because he's one of those lucky guys where he gets these back alley deals where he's gotten a hot toy for $100, a Thanos hot toy from Endgame for like $100. I'm like, horse. I always tell him whenever I see him or if I talk to him, I was like, you got a horseshoe up the ass. You really do, man. You got the luck. But I mean, that's a good thing. Now, see me, I'm an out of boxer. Obviously, you can see everything is out of box. That's just how I am. Hashtag let them breathe. But the control and restraint that you have, my friend, I can see all those Mode 2 Revelation
figures all open.
That you got.
They're all
open?
Everything's open.
But you kept the boxes.
I'm with you, buddy. Let them breathe. Yeah, I like when you can slide them back into the box because they look so nice up in the wall. So those Revolution or whatever they are, Masters of the Universe.
I just call it I call it Mode 2R because they keep changing it from Revolutions to, and
just buy the new Attorney ones.
Yeah,
so
they're collector.
I just rip them open.
Right. Yeah. I got X-Men back there too. And I slid them back into the box, but they can come out and play whenever I want.
I know some people that they'll like perfectly cut it and then slide it out. I'm like,
I've done that before too, but only on some of those creations like Wondar. I did that with Wondar. So
you was talking about me having self-control. You don't know me at all, but I gotta open them.
None whatsoever. He doesn't even have self-control over his mouth.
Oh no, I know it takes one to know one there.
Well, like one thing I wanted to mention was you guys had mentioned about like haters. Me and a few people were victims of some haters this past fall.
Yeah.
There's YouTubers, and obviously I'm not going to say names because, like you said, you're not going to feel it because they hear those names, they want to go to that person's channel and check out to see if are they going to talk about Dave? Or are they going to talk about this person? And trust me, there's been a few times I wanted to call them out. Because of what they did basically a smear campaign against me and 3 other YouTubers in the toy community. We are not big channels, mind you. Okay. Right. Several people who have actually publicly said that, like, hey, we found out, like Mark said earlier, Blue Harvest said earlier, I got receipts. My buddy said the same thing. I got receipts because he actually found out IP addresses. He knows people. He's talked with the FBI, so he knows who these people are, and he can push a button and put formal charges because it is a form of cyberbullying.
Yeah,
It's a
well, I was
it's
watching Real
cyber
Batman
harassment.
the other day. I was watching Real Batman the other day.
RB, yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I love RB, and RB had a nice little rant stream about that. I didn't know who he was talking about, and I really don't want to know because I don't want to know people like that. I don't care to know people like that. I'm not going to go visit their channel and give them some hate watch views.
Well,
Screw them.
Imagine having the energy to actually direct it towards trying to ruin somebody else's fun or channel. Like, who does that?
Well,
like,
I mean,
the same people who did it in the playground back when you were a kid.
Yeah.
When you're over there minding your own damn business, building a sandcastle, and he came over there and kicked it down.
I'd punch him in the mouth. I was
and, I did too. But
and the thing was, they started this last fall, like around end of October, early November, and me and a few other people, we were helping another friend out with a charity stream of his own. He was doing a fundraiser to benefit school lunches for kids, a national program. Why would you attack people who are trying to help a good cause? And because of all that, that's when my watch hours dipped down. At one point, I was only 100 watch hours away from monetization. Okay. 100 watch hours away, and I'm 1,000 watch hours away now. Actually, more like almost 1,100 now. So, I mean, it's something that has continued, and that's why I'm at the point where I want to try and help other people grow. If I can't reach that goal, I'm going to help other people do that. That's how I feel. But every year I do a cancer stream.
Yeah.
Okay. And I believe that's how you and I cross paths, was my cancer stream.
No, I'm gonna see how we cross paths, Dave, and you probably don't even remember this. When I first decided that I was going to try to do a little live streaming, I forget what day of the week it was. It may have been on a weekend. I can't remember. But anyway, I was just going through channels, looking for channels, and you were on there. And I'm not sure whether you were in OBS or what you were using, but you were showing how you were creating your logo.
Okay,
and how you were going to put. And I popped in there and I just asked a couple of questions, and you were so kind as to answer them, and it kind of got me. Spurred my mind to trying this out, and that's where I found you at, and that's
something I want to get back into again, because I mean, yeah, I enjoy helping other people out. I mean, I did tech support for 9 years for Spectrum Cable, so I come from that background of wanting to help people, and also like showing you don't have to have a degree in order to do this or do that. I mean, like there was one point I was reviewing different platforms, like instead of using StreamYard, what other options do you have out there? And at one point I was going to use another platform, and I was using another platform, but a co-host I had for the Outer Dimensions podcast, my buddy Dre, he was having trouble actually staying on. That the platform we were using kept kicking him off. So we just switched back to old reliable StreamYard, because everybody and their grandmother can use StreamYard. There's a few things I wish StreamYard would do, but hopefully in time. But yeah, I want to get back into that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with what I mean, there shouldn't be anything wrong about helping everyone, Hey, if I found some easy ways to do it, I'm one of those people where when I used to work for Spectrum doing tech support, I would tell people who were afraid to connect their modems and routers. I was like, listen, we're going to take it step by step. Think of your modem like a water faucet. Okay. Then we're going to connect the hose from the water faucet to the sprinkler. Your router's your sprinkler, right? Got everything connected now. Okay. Now we're going to turn it on. Now you got your water coming out the sprinkler. I mean, you can simplify things. You can find a way to word things that doesn't go over people's heads.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that's going to sit here and talk about, IP resolution and, DNS conflicts where, nobody's going to know what the hell I'm talking about. You see a lot of people out there who they do videos and they're spouting all the tech numbers, all the tech specs at them.
Yeah.
Joe Average is not going to know what the hell you're talking about. Okay. I just unboxed this camera. Okay, now it's coming real dark. I'm gonna adjust the exposure in the panel. That's gonna make me brighter. That's a simple way of putting it to people, So, but yeah, there's a lot of hate. I mean, it had subscriber count has not been affected by it, but my watch hours went down tremendously. And the stream for the cure that I do, the cancer fundraiser, I have in the past 2 or 3 years, but what is it? I think this is the third year, it might be.
Okay.
Usually by now, I have about 50 people who are
Mhm.
entered in. Not that. I think I have maybe 10 or 12.
Okay.
So I'm down to a fifth of what I have done the past 2 years.
So what
And
you're telling me is that you believe that the reason that your watch hours have decreased is because the people have stopped watching you because they believe the things that the cyber bullies are saying.
Well, here's the thing. It's not just, and then, by the way, these guys are not saying it on air, because a lot of YouTubers, they're either in a Facebook Messenger group or an Instagram group, and they're talking, they're like, and I'll be honest, I was one of those people. I was in like 5 or 6 different chats just on Instagram, and it's kind of hard to to keep those conversations going. So sometimes you have to remove yourself. I removed myself from a good friend of mine, Rebels, Reptiles, and Games. I removed myself from the chat because, one, it's kind of hard to keep all these chats straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, honestly, there's a few times when you might leave because you don't like 1 or 2 people who are in there. Maybe there are 1 or 2 people who are against you, and you know what? I'm not going to get into a conflict. I'm going to remove myself from the conflict. Okay. A lot of times, I mean, a lot of us, push comes to shove, we're going to hit back, right? But sometimes, I mean, nobody wins a fight. It always costs something.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a boxing fan. Someone wins the fight.
Well, the thing, what Dave's getting at, let me answer, Jones, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Dave, but I think what Dave is getting at, in my opinion, is that sometimes it's better to not get into a fray than to start a bunch of shit that doesn't need to be started in the first place. And you understand that already, Jones. And
yes.
That's what we're that's the position.
He's like looking in the damn mirror right
Roadhouse.
now. You just are describing my last freaking 3-4 months.
I mean, Roadhouse. Be nice. Be courteous until it's time to not be nice.
There you go. Well,
and,
let me.
I'm referring to the original Roadhouse, not that garbage stuff that I won't even give a chance
exactly.
now. So
I didn't know
about
that.
Dave, let me ask you this, because I know that here a while back I saw in your community tab post. Now this may have been over a year ago. I can't remember now. There was a question that you posted out there for people to think about. Basically,
yes.
Should you join a toy community network or not?
Yes, I did a live stream on that too.
Yeah, well, without going into too much detail, touch on that a little bit for us. Your thoughts on those.
Okay, there are pluses and minuses. Okay, I've seen YouTubers who started humble beginnings, maybe a family person, and they were always there's one person, I'm not going to say a name, but I'll describe some of the interactions. Okay, this person was is a family man. Okay, became a father. He became a father this past year, and he would say hello, and he showed so much love to every single person that came through his chat. Now he's very selective about it. Okay, he started several social media groups. Now, when I say groups, I mean like a Facebook group, you're centered around a particular fandom or maybe toy collecting. Okay, me, him, and another person had joined a group together, and basically they left me to moderate it. I was the only person handling everything. And once I saw this person starting to become a little bit two-faced, is the only way I could put it, they kind of were letting the attention and the fame get to them. They felt that they were better. They started purporting themselves as being better because they had joined this particular group. And that's kind of what sparked me. I was like, wait, I'm like, wow. In like less than 6 months, this guy has turned around from being like a good friend I would almost message every single day to being this person who you shoot a message to. You're lucky if you get a response 2 or 3 weeks later, and so some people can change like that. And, honestly, you get a little bit of push behind you, right? You get a little bit of special attention, and some people will change to hell, And it's said we saw this in grade school, we saw this in high school.
Yeah.
You know, some of us are 40 or 50 years old now, and you know, we still see it with people today. I mean, and that's what motivated me to do that question and do that stream. And believe it or not, that person came on the stream in the chat, talked about they haven't changed, because I've seen groups where, oh, now they're wearing matching shirts. I've seen that where, you know, oh, what, you don't wear, he said he didn't wear matching shirts, and now I see every time he's on something, he's practically rocking their shirt or their colors. It's almost like YouTube gangs. Okay.
Well, you know, I've ridden in a motorcycle club, and I can understand it has a lot of connotations like that. Now, we don't call ourselves gangs because we're not street gangs, we're clubs. But these little networks that we're talking about, sometimes they have a little logo, and then whenever you watch someone who's in that network's channel, you'll see this little logo.
You'll see it under the banner, under the banner.
It's featured somewhere, you know, on the channel. And then suddenly, if somebody's booted out of that network for whatever reason, because they decide they're not elite enough to be in there, the logo is no longer allowed to be used, and then suddenly you see that the people who were coming to them are not coming to them anymore because they're kind of fanboying that group, that organization. Now, I'll be honest, I've seen that plenty of times. And I can mention names, so I'm not going to mention names. But we've all seen it. There's some pretty well-known Star Wars groups out there. There's some groups out there that they like to, you know, consider themselves, you know, the elite geeks, if you will. And they try to cover wrestling, Ghostbusters, and a whole bunch of other contents out there. But you know what? It's because what I noticed was when this former friend of mine joined that group, I noticed he changed. His tactics changed. Okay. His approach to his content creating changed tremendously. You can't tell me that that's not friggin' influence right there. It is. This is a father, and I see him posting thumbnails on his Instagrams or his Facebook posts, and these are risque photos of actresses or characters from the fandom that he always does stories about. Or if there's one little rumor about that fandom, he runs with it deep, like he's friggin' TMZ, like it's the National Enquirer. Like he runs it into the ground. He repeats the hell out of it. And you know, now there's this little gimmick now on Facebook. You post a thumbnail, but then you're not doing the link in the post. You're putting it in the comments. I've seen that.
He's been doing that, and a few other people are doing that. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it's like this person completely changed. I'm thinking to myself, you're a father, you have a little girl at home, and yet you're posting these kind of risque photos of actresses and characters from that fandom that you're all about. And that just seems like, I don't know, it doesn't sit well with me. I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, how would you like it if somebody 20 years from now are posting some pictures of your daughter, if she was part of a fandom, like, or if she was a cosplayer? How would you feel about that? I'm sure you might feel some kind of sideways, you know?
Well, I can tell you, I'm a parent, I'm a father, I've had daughters, I've had sons, and I will say this, with sons, you only got to worry about one wiener. With daughters, you got to worry about every wiener in the universe.
Ain't that the damn truth? I've got a daughter. I understand that sentiment exactly. Well, now to continue going with the subject at hand, the question that comes to my mind now, Dave, is now not just personally, but this would be for you, giving advice to a wet behind the ears. I've got 0 subs, 0 videos, 0 everything YouTuber who wants to start a brand new channel. Should he seek out these groups and join them, or should he continue on alone? I'm
going to say this. Now, you heard me rant about a particular example or two that's very negative. I'm actually going to promote someone who's done the polar opposite. There are smaller groups out there. Okay, there's one that Lack and Gilster and a bunch of other people in this chat are going to know. Nerd Affiliated, they are doing it right. It's Hey Archer, Rambling Nerd, and Sal. They're three guys, three good friends, different cities, but they go under one umbrella of Nerd Affiliated. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it the right way. There's not, I mean, in all honesty, Archer is definitely the front guy, you know, but it's kind of like the Monkees, you know. Davy Jones gets to be in the spotlight a little bit. Peter Torn gets to be in the spotlight a little bit. Mickey Dolenz, like they kind of, you know, they all have their individual channels, but it's under the promotion of one name, Nerd Affiliated, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They all have their individual logos, but then they have their main banner, but it's not one person above the other. They have a complete balance. They had some issues with YouTube about a year ago, and you know, it wasn't like, oh, this is this person's fault. No, they came together and, you know, they pushed through it. They got monetized again. It was some weird copyright junk that didn't even make any sense, but they're the example on how to do it right. You know, you don't have to have 20, 30 people. You know, you can start low. If you're someone new and maybe you have 2 other friends or 3 other friends and you all like the same stuff, maybe you make a lot of the same stuff. So, I mean, hypothetically, I had a conversation with a friend of mine recently, but I backed away from it because of how my channel is and because of the algorithm. A friend of mine, me and him, we were talking. I brought up about a possible idea of us merging under one umbrella, but I pulled it back. I said, you know what, as I said, I don't think we should at this point in time, because one, my channel the algorithm has crapped all over my channel. I believe my channel in the eyes of YouTube are permanently scarred because I'm all over the place.
You can fix it, Dave, and I can tell you right now that you can, but you'll have to work a little bit at it, and you'll have to do some of the things.
Oh, for sure.
But not just me, but
but
vidIQ can help you. I know that these channels that purport to be helpful, most of them are grifters.
Think Media, that's a big one.
Most of them are grifters.
I've actually called them out personally through Twitch or through Twitter and Instagram. I've actually messaged them. I've commented on their posts, and like complete idiots, they're so big that they just have their bots respond and say, "Oh, thank you for your comment," when I just shit all over them public comment on their posts. So
they're just happy you interacted with it. The algorithm doesn't care if it's a downvote or an upvote. It just sees votes.
Exactly,
I mean,
right.
it's because like that one in particular, they used to promote this course that would help new content creators. If you want to be successful, you want to, you know, get to monetization. Oh, you know, we have this course and it's going to help you, and people would drop the money for it. But guess what? Now it's a subscription service.
Oh yeah.
If you want to be part of the at least in their eyes, you have to pay. You went from paying like a one-time fee for like a 16 video course. So, now to have their access to their tools. What are your tools? Give a layout. Before I buy something, you know, if I'm going to make a dinner, I'm going to look at the recipe. I want to see the ingredients I need so I can go to the store and buy those ingredients, right?
Yeah.
If I'm going to buy something, I want to see an outline, okay? I want to see what accessories do I get with this, right? I mean, that just makes sense. But I'm not going to say that don't start a group. If you have some people who are like-minded and you create an understanding that, okay, we're all going to be even. Hey, if you're really good with social media, hey, maybe we'll have you run social media. If you're good with the tech, maybe you can help level us up so all of our videos, all of our streams look right, you know. And maybe another person's the idea person, or maybe they're the numbers person, you know. If you have that, I think it's great. But if you like, hey, this channel's hot, let's talk them into joining us. That, I mean, it's like with anything. Obviously, you guys, people have heard me talk about Ghostbusters. I'm part of an actual 501c3 group here in Buffalo, the Buffalo Ghostbusters. And, you know, we don't just invite anyone who wants to join us. You know, you have to, you know, you kind of have to, you know, see how they interact with your other team members.
Well,
It's
kind of that's kind of like what we do
Yeah.
in the motorcycle club. So if you want to join
you
a
kind of have
motorcycle
to
club,
vet them, check out their social media,
See if they
see,
pass the smell test.
yeah, if you want to join a motorcycle club, you're not just going to put colors on and start riding a motorcycle with them. You're going to go through a period of hang around where you get to know everybody and find out
if they're a good fit.
And then you might go through a period of prospecting, which could last quite some time, where where we determine what kind of man you are and whether you
go through that probie period. You take
learn.
a little bit of living.
Yeah, you learn at that point what it's like. Go ahead, Joneser.
I just wanted to speak to where you started at in the beginning of this when you said when we're going to make a YouTube channel, you got to manage your expectations. And I just want to say I'll be realistic, and you're going to have a thick skin. It's the internet. People are mean. They've been mean since the internet's been invented. It's never going to stop. But the thing that, I did for me, my expectations were simple. I just wanted to share the toys and comic books and my passion for this hobby and these things that I have and that I enjoy with other like-minded friends. And so I'm over the moon. I've found a great partner in Bill as far as doing live streaming with. He was gracious enough to let me co-host with him, and we get to talk. You should see it hours after the show. We should record that sometime. Where Bill and I will just sit there and talk after.
I can only imagine about the candlelit dinners between you two. So,
well, yeah. But what I'm getting at is, I came here looking to have some friends, real friends, not these fake people that you're talking about who are just using you or don't care about you or just trying to chase imaginary numbers on YouTube that they're probably not going to get or not real. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you came out here to have fun and meet people, and you're having fun and meeting people, I win. You know what I mean?
That was something I was trying to get across at the very beginning of the video. Now I know no one watched me because I cold opened this video and I began talking immediately, and I did that on purpose because I may start cutting pieces of this out and making a little bit of short form videos to throw out there out of this particular video, out of some of the best parts of it. But here's the thing: if you're in it to make money, what you need to do is you need to invest all of your money in that AI and have some AI sit there and talk over a slideshow like those guys that have got 30,000 views do. But if you're in this as a toy tuber, and I'm using that term lightly, mind you, if you're in this as a toy tuber, you're not going to get those views. You're not going to get Pixel Dan views. I'm sorry, you're just not. Okay, you're not Pixel Dan one. You haven't been around as long as he has. You don't have the reach that he has. Okay,
well, and you're also, if you're doing the same video Pixel Dan's doing, why are they going to watch you anyway?
Yeah, well, they're not watching you. They're watching him.
See, that's another thing. Like for me, I started my channel because I saw other people on YouTube, and I thought, okay, this is cool because it reminded me of public access back in the day.
There you go.
It reminded me of public access. Anybody and their grandmother could start a channel on anything you want. I did some, I thought the unbox videos were cool, like the nerd blocks and or loot crates and that kind of stuff. I got into that, but then I had joined the Ghostbusters here in Buffalo, and I got myself a Spirit Halloween pack. I was slowly modifying it. I was doing videos on that, and that's what I was doing. I was like, hey, if I can figure out how to do this, if I can do it, anybody can. I'm no expert. And if you look at some of my earliest videos, God, they look rough. I mean, they are rough compared to what I do now. But that's the thing. You learn over time. You progress. I mean, yeah, the thing is, I'm in the Northeast. We're like the last ones to get figures. So half the time, stuff that I've unboxed, well, people have already unboxed a couple months behind. So it's like, oh, I know I'm not going to get that, but I'm not trying to be rich. I mean, if you're really trying to make a business out of it, I mean, one, you have to, honestly, let's be honest, you have to be someone who can devote one specific room to having a studio and not a cluttered space like all of us. I mean, hell, I have a Proton pack here. I got a 3D printer behind me. I mean, I have lights that aren't even working. My setup looks janky as hell, let's be honest. and I don't sugarcoat it.
It looks better than that horde behind me. But let's talk about.
You said hoard.
Valuable
Hoard
items of
right?
treasure.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Let Dave talk first. What did you say, Dave?
I said you said hoard with a D, right? You weren't calling me a name, were you? No, I'm kidding.
No. Not at all. I'm talking about the collection of crap in behind me. Now, yeah.
There you go. There's a hoard.
But here's the thing, though, folks, that you need to understand. All right, you can do this at the level that you're at, but you're going to want to progress, like Dave is talking about. He said his videos looked horrible at first. Now, one of the reasons that I'm doing the stream the way I'm doing it today, so me and Jones have ditched StreamYard a long time ago. We use Video Ninja, and we stream right on out of OBS.
OBS.
We do a pretty decent show. I wanted to go and do a basic show like I did in the beginning, with just me in a box and my buddies in a box and a free StreamYard, because that's what most guys are going to start out at.
Yeah.
You start out here, but you're going to want to progress to like Dave has, where you got the lights and you've got a decent computer. I'm working on that here too. You've got a better camera than the webcam that's in your computer.
I have a Walmart lamp standing right in the corner there, and those puck lights, they're just held up by 3M strips. I mean, if you were in here, you could see all the wires. It doesn't look clean at all. I mean,
it looks good. It looks good in a tiny little box on the screen, though, Dave.
What's clean mean?
Clean. It's one of those words
that you don't see the wires. Like literally, before I've actually had.
I kid.
I've actually hid my wires with white duct tape that you can't notice unless you're up close. So, but I mean, like I got myself a couple cheap like key lights, which are the little LED lights you buy from Amazon. I have 2 of them. They're behind my monitors.
All right, let me ask you something, Dave. Did you spend money on a computer recently?
Well, I built a computer, so yeah. I took
what I'm getting at, folks, is that you can start out with nothing, but you're going to need to progress. You're going to need to get a better camera. You're going to need to get better sound. You're going to need to get a better setup.
I was on my phone for the first year. I didn't even have a computer. I did everything on the phone.
Yeah, I know a few people who was it? I think GeForce and a few other people. They're just doing it purely on their phones.
Mr. Home Arcade shoots all.
You would not believe that Mr. Home Arcade even does his videos on his phone.
He does the whole thing.
Think about it. Your cell phone is a better webcam than anything else. You get yourself like eCam or one of those other apps.
Yeah, that's what I'm on now.
You stream it directly to your computer. I mean, hell, there's been times when my old computer, which I still have sitting over here, if that crashed, I could use a laptop. I could still do it. I know people who do it on their tablets or their iPads, whatever you have laying around. But yeah, it helps if you can have multiple. I have like 2 monitors,
but
so that helps out tremendously because you can do a lot more.
Dave, have you ever done reaction videos, or you just do straight talk videos?
I've done a couple reaction videos. But
have you ever been janked by YouTube? Get the ID content, that kind of crap. Have you ever had that happen?
Well, here's the thing: if I'm doing like a reaction video, like to a trailer that just came out, okay, one thing that I'll do is every like 30 seconds I stop and pause, or go. I'll try to make it so that I'm constantly talking over it. But you know what I've seen a lot of people do? They flip the image.
I've seen that before too. Well,
they flip the image because
if you watch my weekend shows, I don't really give a hoot. Sometimes I'll sit there and grab the whole content, throw it up there, and then cut it out later. I know. Sometimes the ship sails there, Jones. But we don't condone that over here, there, Susan.
Never.
But anyway, the thing is,
I got hit doing a video gameplay once. I was playing the Spider-Man Sony game on PS5. And I got hit because of the intro music.
Yeah, I did. I was playing the new Robocop game, and the
Dragon Ball
theme song played while I was shooting people and talking.
Any Dragon Ball music, and from like the Dragon Ball games, and you're kind of SOL. It'd be it's like that's the thing. Like if you want, let's say you want to do an intro, I kind of love to play around and create intros for people. But problem is sometimes the music you're using you kind of have to stay on top of what your music is, because it might be copyright free right now. It might not be copyright free 6 months from now.
That happened to me on my TikTok.
I've experienced that with Ben Sound. Ben Sound used to be the place to go to get the music.
You know the culprit. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. The thing about Ben Sound is now what you have to do is you have to either go over there and get a subscription to them, which costs money, or you download the video over and over and over again and put the license that they give you for it in your description.
Yeah.
No, me and a bunch of other people on TikTok noticed too that TikTok was the same way. You could use whatever song was on there, and then, like you said, how was 6 months, a year later, now your video has no sound.
Yeah. You be using the TikTok?
Oh yeah, dude, I don't care. Chinese spy off. I'm on all this stuff.
Chinese know everything he's doing.
Yeah, I don't care. It's like, who cares, dude? If Facebook spies on you, Instagram spies on you, YouTube spies on you, TikTok spies on you. If you're on the internet at all, you're being spied on. They don't need a CIA. They just check your Facebook.
We didn't go to the fucking moon either, did we, Jones?
I don't want to get into my tinfoil hat. Oh, anyway.
Anyway, so the point, people, is that when you start a YouTube channel, there's a lot of minefields that you have to negotiate. And there's a lot of time that has to be spent negotiating that minefield just to get your dang video on the air. And believe me, if you've watched my weekend shows, you know how closely I skirt that line. I go to it. Sometimes I go over it. And yes, the infamous samurai assassin incident there, where I showed a trailer for a movie that came out in the freaking late 60s, early 70s.
40-year-old trailer.
Not exactly 40-year-old trailer. And the whole live stream was blacked out during that incident, where the people who were watching, they watched it all. But anybody who wanted to join got a black screen with a little sad face on it. So that, and we know, we know what happens. And YouTube is not easy to negotiate, and it costs. It begins to cost money, especially if you start subscribing to things. The next thing you know, you're $100 into it, and you didn't even realize what happened.
Now, if you don't mind, I want to add to that. If you want to start a YouTube channel, don't take shortcuts. And these guys know what I'm talking about. If you post your email or your Instagram, people will message you. You know, you get someone who might be Middle Eastern descent, who's messaging you and saying, "Hey, I've seen your videos. You know, you could really grow." They'll even take screenshots of your YouTube numbers and send it to you, and say, "Hey, you really need to develop your SEO."
I've seen that.
Which basically is your social media entertainment officer. They want to be the person who runs that for you. They want to charge you money, or, hey, do you want to have 10,000 subscribers next week? Do you want to, grow? Do you want to be monetized in a certain amount of time? These are scams. These are organizations. These are people who are making a fast buck off of you because you want to grow, but you might not be aware that they'll create false accounts. They'll create bots. YouTube sees this. If they do see it, sure. If they don't see it, yeah, you'll get to that point where you're being monetized. But even when you do get monetized, because I know through other people, you don't get paid until after your first $100 of revenue and whatnot. It doesn't happen right away. You might not even get paid for months. So there's a lot of craziness there. But what I'm getting at is, don't spend money. Don't pay someone to get views or to get subscribers. That's a shortcut. Okay.
Not only that, but YouTube can not only demonetize your channel for that, they can also delete your channel entirely.
They can kill your channel. They can delete everything. If you don't have, like, I'm one of those people, all my videos, all my content is not backed up. Same. I don't have money for hard drives or a NAS to back up all my data. All my videos are uploaded to YouTube. Mm-hmm. Now, if I want them again, well, I can download them because they're my videos. But heaven forbid, if my channel was struck down,
gone.
Well, it's going to be gone.
There's an alternative. And I've looked into, I actually have something other. I'm not going to name them because I found out recently that if you say the word YouTube, they put you in the timeout chair, and they don't push your video. But it's the Mean Green website, folks. You know what I'm talking about. If you will start putting your videos there in addition to here, and I've been working on that, and I know I haven't got them all there, and I know I'm going to have to do a lot of it by hand.
Yeah,
that's the backup, because I think that's the future, because it is a little more freer over there as far as the speech goes. We don't have to sit
about
there.
Let's get ready to.
Yes, but not that word. Thank you, Joneser. You helped out quite a bit there as we play Password Clue here on Weird Fantastic.
I won
today.
I'm a winner. Woo!
Yep, you won. What you won, I do not know, but you did win it. But anyway, what Dave is talking about is a absolute scam. You cannot buy views. You cannot shortcut your way to the top. You have to climb the ladder rung by rung, and sometimes YouTube pulls the rung out from underneath you, and you have to start back over again.
And I know that some people out there, if they're starting young or they're starting brand new, don't be afraid. If you, let's say you see yourself, oh, I'm at 130 subscribers. Wait a minute, why am I down to 110? Sometimes YouTube, it's kind of like money. Okay, if I paid someone, or if I send some money through PayPal, that money's going to be held up in the air. Nobody sees it, and then suddenly it goes through. So you might see some of your subs, some of your views go away for a couple days, but then because YouTube wants to make sure these are legitimate, so then once they do see that they're legitimate, they give them back to you. Okay, so don't be afraid if you see some views, you see some subs kind of vanish. Because a lot of times, again, this is why I mentioned, like, there are people who make bot accounts. YouTube doesn't know what's a bot until they go ahead and try to investigate it. A good friend of mine, Colbane Games, he always tells people, if you're gonna subscribe, leave a comment. Watch at least a couple minutes of that video. Do a like, because those 3 forms of interaction right there, that legitimizes that viewership and that subscription. Well, if you just click sub and go off and watch someone else's channel, they might think YouTube might see that as a suspicious sub. At least watching a video for a couple minutes legitimizes that subscription. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
Well, here's another thing that people need to be aware of, and it can help you as well, Dave, especially with those who are friends of yours who are trying to give you watch hours. How do you give a channel watch hours? Well, you're not going to give them watch hours by coming in and liking the video and not watching the whole video. And you're not going to get them by putting the video up and just letting it run with the sound turned off on YouTube. You have to turn the sound off. Maybe on the camera here, right here.
Now, there's another way. If you're watching, let's say, like me, if I'm editing, I've had a couple people's live channels going on at the same time. What I'll do is I'll actually, because I use Chrome, I'll go up to the Chrome tab. I'll click on that tab, on that right click, and go to mute. I can mute that tab so nothing is playing, but YouTube doesn't see it because their volume control is still up.
Right.
So there are little tricks to do that. And
you have to let the whole video play, folks. You can't just sit there and watch 5 seconds of it and then move on. That's not giving that guy any help.
But by the way, are you in danger? Look like she's about to strangle you.
Actually, she was hugging me, and she has forgiven me for putting her straight to voicemail, because I did call her back just a minute ago. If you saw me,
cop to it. I was gonna keep your secret to my grave, Bill, and you cop to it. I can't.
No, I cop to it, and I don't care, because
she was watching him on YouTube when he did it.
That would have been great.
She probably was. You don't realize that she does watch me on YouTube.
I do watch.
That would have been great. That would have been a great moment for you to watch.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, you missed it, but that's okay. She keeps me alive.
I'll delete it later.
If it wasn't for her, I'd probably be dead somewhere in a ditch.
That might still happen. You got to be careful.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what?
that is my wife, Paula. If you didn't know that, I think most people in the chat.
Hi, Joneser.
Hello, Paula.
I'm married to an Italian. That could easily happen to me.
Oh
Just saying.
yes.
Well, no,
Yeah.
speaking of being a married person or a husband or a father, we'll be live sometimes, and my kid will call me in the middle of the dang stream, and I gotta like, oh, hold on, Bill, I gotta pick up my stupid kid, you know.
See,
Like, no, I don't tell him, you know what I mean? But I gotta duck out. I put a little image there, so you get to look at a little cool little comic book picture or a meme or whatever I threw up there quick. I go away randomly. Bill's left holding the bag, you know, and I come back randomly. And it's me having to either pick kid up for work, put the kid to bed, talk to the wife. Life happens at the speed of life. You know,
see, that's why I have cats.
Does it happen on ABC?
I don't have to pick them up from school.
Well, I mean, does it happen on ABC on the news and the guy's giving the news and all of a sudden, hold on a minute, Martha, I gotta go. My kid's calling from work. That's why it's a YouTube channel. You know, there's a level of not being so touchy or professional.
That's the thing. YouTube is everyone can have their channel. Or 10 channels if they got that time. More power to you if you do. But you could do anything. I mean, my buddy Colbane, he does, you know, I think tonight he's doing Baldur's Gate, but this past 2 weeks ago, he started doing a D&D once a month. Where they're just doing, I mean, you could do anything. He does Gundam builds. I mean, you could do, I've seen channels that do Lego building. They invite other people to come on, just like we're talking right now, but they're building Legos while they're talking and hanging out. I mean, you could
Rum
do
does that.
anything.
If you've ever seen Rum do that with his Lego,
the Lego studs, and usually on Sundays. Salacious Rum. There's a whole host of other people who can do it, but also there's that realism. A lot of times when I'm doing a video, I don't edit my mistakes out. I leave them in because I think that's more genuine.
Right.
You know, I say, hey. I say to the end of my videos, I'm like, hey, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a comment in the section below. Put me in my place, because like Bill was saying, any interaction is good interaction. If they want to hate you, they want to hit that dislike button. Oh well, that's interaction. You want to leave some hate comments? Guess what? That's interaction.
Right. You know, and the thing is, you don't have to pay it any mind. You know what I mean? You can delete their comment or whatever. It's your channel. That doesn't have to remain there. You know, or you can leave it up so they could show what an ass they are, and you could leave that receipt of it there.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's up to you. It's your channel.
Well, I've deleted some political comments that will happen.
Yeah.
Or if someone's talking about, you know, something that shouldn't be talking about, like assault or something like that, I'm not, you know, you want to be a weird idiot, then I'm going to remove that. But other than that, I mean,
there are times and places for things, and on a YouTube channel is not a place to talk about people doing terrible things to one another.
Well, are you talking about, like, okay, since we've been talking about YouTube channels and bullying and things like that and people acting fool on the internet, are you talking about the keyboard warrior? Did someone go on there and try to say he's going to do something to somebody else through a keyboard?
I've had a few interactions with that, sadly. Yes.
Right. What I'm asking is that what you mean by removing the comment?
Well, like if I don't want someone to see, like, I've actually had someone put hate of other races. I see a comment like that. No, that comment can go. You want to say, hey, I look like some fat freak with glasses. Hey,
that's fine. I'll
leave that right up there, because I am a freak with glasses.
I don't care what people say like that. It's when they get over that. There's a line that you can cross, and it's time to take that comment away. And I've had long conversations with some of my wrenches about that. Just because a hated YouTuber comes into my chat, hated by whom? Not necessarily me. They may come into my chat, as long as they're not doing anything over that line, they can stick.
I've never had to remove anybody or remove a comment or do any of that.
No,
I do know when the time.
I've modded streams and I've banished people. I'll give them a warning. I'll give them a couple warnings, you know, because when I was a kid, my aunt used to carry a ping pong paddle in her purse. She would say, "You're cruising. You're cruising. You're cruising for a bruising." And if you did it one more time, she would pull you bare ass down.
That wasn't an idle threat. Yeah.
But it was a ping pong paddle with sandpaper.
Oh yeah, there we go. Just whoop that little old butt.
we're all Gen Xers here, I believe, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we come from that old school of, hey, you give them a warning.
F around, find out.
Hold on one moment.
Yeah, what's that meme with the old lady with the paddle in her hand beating the hell out of the kid? It says, "In my day, there wasn't no time out; it was time's up."
Right. It's a Gen X thing, like he said. F around, find out. That wasn't an idle threat when they said, "Hey, man, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it." That's just what it is. But I mean, nowadays you got to teach kids respect in a different way, I guess, and maybe they are or aren't better off for it. I think that's debatable.
Yeah.
But I feel where he's coming from. Like I came from a different time too, where I was my grandfather went after me with a razor strap. So
yeah,
I would have loved the ping pong paddle. That would have been way better.
Yeah, we've been through it here. We've been through it here. Now, I'm getting about to the point where we need to make a conclusion here to all of this. So, because it is now 7:00, and I've been on the air for longer than I anticipated, and I appreciate Dave being here. So, Dave, what are your final comments about starting a YouTube channel, please, sir?
My final comments on starting a YouTube channel is, one, have fun. As long as you enjoy it, keep it going. If it gets to the point where you're not having fun, where it's giving you stress and anxiety, step away from it. It doesn't mean you have to give it up. It's okay to step away from it, because mental health is a big factor here. I mean, I enjoy doing this. I started this during the pandemic. Okay. And it's, there's times when the numbers can stress you out. It can annoy you, but then it can also make you feel pretty good. I mean, I never thought I'd hit 100 subscribers. And the thing is, the two words, what if, those words you hear all throughout life, and I'm not just talking about the comic book. I mean, what if you never know? What if I don't succeed? Well, what if you do? What if you
always accentuate the positive?
Yeah.
Is that not what you're saying, sir?
Yeah. You never know what you're capable of. Okay. I mean, me, like I said, I never thought I would hit 100 subscribers, let alone to where I am right now. The money I help raise for cancer here in Buffalo, I've helped other YouTubers raise money. I've made tremendous friends. I mean, one of my best friends right now, Dre, I met him through a mental health stream about 1.5 years ago. Almost 2 years now. And to be perfectly honest, there are people that I met through YouTube who are my friends, who I message every day, and they're closer to me than my own blood family. Now, you can look at that as, wow, that's amazing, but wow, that's kind of sad. And it's true on both ends. But as long as you're having fun with it, if you're having fun and you're enjoying it, keep going. And also, you don't have to go all out. I mean, like we said, you could start with a cell phone, get a little mount, and just have your phone up. You could do that. I mean, hell, like I said before, your cell phones have better cameras than the webcams out there. I mean, do you want to spend another $300 on like a 4K Elgato webcam? Yeah, you can get those on Amazon. There's a bunch of different versions you can get where you can just plug it into your phone. They even have Bluetooth wireless mics. I have a $20 two mic lavalier set that I use when I go to events. And it goes to Bluetooth, it plugs right into my phone, and I have 2 mics. You can start out simple. You don't have to go fancy. This microphone I have here is a $60 microphone, and I get better sound than I do with like a Blue Yeti.
See, I don't even know what a Blue Yeti is, and
it's those capsule type looking microphones.
That's the one with the spit flap in front of it.
Out in the Himalayas, Bill. In the Himalayas.
I mean, my webcam right here is sitting on top of my speaker, on top of a G.I. Joe classified box, on top of another box.
There you go, Dave. All right, let's move on.
I mean, clearly, it's right there. So, I mean, get creative, use your imagination, and just have fun with it. You don't have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. Start small. Look at some cheap things on Amazon. And you know what I do? Every time I buy a little thing from Amazon, a little gadget or something that might help me if I'm out and about, I do a freaking video on it, guys. The stuff that you're buying to make content, you can make content out of that. You know,
Right.
Again, all right. Good night, Studio. I'm gonna give Joneser a chance to say his words, and I'm gonna say mine because, as you know, Dave, I don't know if you watch my video or not, but when that plays, that means the show's just about over. We're feeding the ducks right now, brother.
it's like the award show. I get it.
Right. Right. I'll do real quick. Dave, man, listening to you, that was like looking in a mirror. Like, you described my entire existence on YouTube almost to completedness. I feel like I started on the phone. I was lucky to get 100 subscribers. I never thought I could do this. I watched it. You know, I'm closer to friends on YouTube more than my own family. I mean, oh my God, dude. So
Yeah.
I was unfortunately unaware of you, so I now have subscribed. I am a practice what I preach kind of person, so I will be checking into some of your content, sir, and see why Joe thinks so highly.
Don't forget,
of you.
on Tuesdays, I'm opening the doors to anyone who wants to come on, and that means both of you guys. So message me either on Instagram or email me, and we'll set up a Tuesday so we can have you guys on.
I think I'm following you. I think I'm following you on the Instagram. If I'm not, I'm going to make sure I am.
Okay.
I'm not a social media guy. And listen, folks, if you ever see a weird guy ask you to be friends, and you look at his picture and it's just a profile of a circle with, you know, no actual picture of a human being, and his name is William Thompson, that'd be me. Okay. And you go over and you look at his Facebook page, and there's jack shit over there. That'd be me. If you want to see my content, then you need to subscribe to my Facebook page, Weird Fantastic Toy Pictures. I don't do social media well at all. Instagram is where I'm most active at, but it's also where I've gotten the most frustration. And X or Twitter or whatever the hell they call it, Elon Musk, big thing. I don't do that at all. Yeah, you might see me post a link to a video on there occasionally, but I don't interact on that at all. So, but as far as YouTube goes, start your channel out. As Joneser always says, aim for the moon. At least if you miss, you'll be out amongst the stars. But the thing is, don't expect that you're going to get monetized. Don't expect that you're going to get rich off of this, because you're definitely not. I already know. I've spent more money than I should have on this crap. I spend more money on these toys than I ought to. I take all the money that I get from YouTube and I put it directly back into this channel. And Dave, you are correct. YouTube pays you out in $100 increment, which means that I didn't get any tonight, but usually I ask for a few super chats, and sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't. But I haven't gotten any tonight, and that's fine. But all of that goes towards my $100 increments. And I've made my $100 every month consistently since February this year, and I'm happy about that. It's all going toward a new computer for in here, so that I can get out of this laptop and get some better quality going on over here. But you cannot continue a YouTube channel and expect to get anywhere if you don't improve your channel consistently. You have to do the work. You have to put the videos out there, and we've talked about that consistently tonight. You can't go and give Habib your money and expect Habib to send his bot crew over there and get the. That's not going to happen anyway. Habib's probably going to abscond with your money, and you're not going to get shit anyway.
Wait, so I can't not put a video out for 3 months, just appear on other people's stuff, or join a toy network, or do it out of my phone, or just do any of that? Because I did all of that.
Now, what you need to do, Joneser, my friend, is you need to put out episode 2 of Dick Tracy. If you get that done, I think you'll get somewhere, my brother.
We'll see. I'm already somewhere.
I mean, if you want to join the network, I mean, you know, make them buy you dinner before they take care of the rest.
Right.
Well, absolutely. But the thing is, if they buy you dinner, they're going to
make you squeal like pig.
That better be a good dinner, I'll tell you that.
All right. Thanks everyone for sticking with me the whole time. All the 7 that did, you win nothing but my gratitude, but you win anyway. Thank you, Dave, for being here. Stick around for a minute with me and Joneser after this is over with. And as always, everyone, we'll see you next time on Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. In the meantime, have a good journey.